What's up? Hello.
Dap each other up real quick.
What?
High five each other real quick.
I remember playing against you guys in scrims back in Iceland.
Yeah.
It's been a while since
It's been a hot minute. Yeah.
I remember you guys were insane back then. I'm super happy you guys are here representing the night with us. It's good for a change.
Nobody is standing in Loud's way as Loud make their way to the playoffs easily.
Com certeza, acho que essa última partida foi o nosso pico de performance até agora no nosso time novo.
Sentinels have done it.
Team की आवाज आ रही. Yes.
At this point, everyone wants to beat us. So far, it hasn't worked out for them, and I don't think it will.
Here, but मेरे साइड से एक दिक्कत ये हुई है. But Twitch पे stream नहीं हो पा रहा है. समझ रहे?
At the end of the day, anyone can take it and win it.
And I also don't know how to stop this.
Just who plays
So I'm just gonna keep it running. Watch party time! I don't care! Access है क्या? Exactly my point. I don't care. Corporate आया तो we'll just unlist the stream or maybe delete the stream. But we'll get the content obviously.
Even if we don't make it far, I hope they do win the trophy for us for the Asia Pacific League.
Last game against Gen.G was a pet final and we didn't manage to win.
कभी-कभी ना ऐसे बहुत सारी चीजें करता हूँ जो बिल्कुल भी लीगल नहीं होती है बट ये नई गेम खेल रहा. क्यों भाई क्या हो गया? अच्छा गेम तो है. I mean
너무 이루게 돼서 기쁜 것 같고 남은 경기도 이제 잘 준비해야 할 것 같습니다.
अगर तूने मेरे मैचेस देखे होंगे आज के तो आज के 2 मैचेस छोड़ दे. बट मैंने जो ऑफलाइन मैचेस में मारा है मैंने एस वो भी कौन सा बम समझ रहा है. लाइक ऑन स्ट्रीम मेरे को नहीं होता है खेलने. ऑफ स्ट्रीम मेरे को एफपीएस अच्छे आते हैं तो आई प्ले एक्चुअली गुड. आई मीन कम ऑन आई डू प्ले गुड. यार आई डोंट लाइक दिस ओवरले इन लोग का.
그것도 없는 것 같아요.
So Sentinels versus Loud है और फिर Gen.G versus PRX है. फिर उसके बाद कब है नेक्स्ट मैचेस कब है फिर इनके? Let's go. मेरे एक्स ऑनलाइन आ गई तो मेरे को बीटी हो गया. अभी 3 गेम गंदे पड़े भाई. क्या है ये म्यूजिक यार? ये गाना मेरे को चाहिए. मेरे को ढूंढ के देना प्लीज. भाई तो मेरे को वीडियो हुई. लाइटिंग तो है. I mean I got the Astro Buddy to go. Let me show you. It's cute ना? इतना बड़ा है. इसको मैं ऐसे भी रखूँ कैसे भी रखूँ. मुझे निकालता है इसको.
The king of Pacifics, but this is a different stage and a stage that PRX have conquered over and over again.
These teams, they have faced in Pacific, but then that was Gen.G proving themselves for their first time. People could write that off as an upset, as a one-time run, but now they're here in Madrid. They've done it again. They've made it to playoffs. They have another chance. I think if they can beat PRX today, they can cement themselves as the best team
अभी गेम
coming into this
year. मैच देखते हैं. I mean I don't care. We don't care. But मैच देखते हैं मजा आएगा.
How logical you think about them, no matter what you think is going to happen with this team, they always surprise. They always find that miracle, and that's what makes playing them.
Lighting must है ना कुछ भी बोल. Lighting must है.
The definition of any given Sunday, really, of what you get on the day, especially now we're thrown into the mix of potentials for composition changes to come out.
Damn.
Looking back at their previous performances, not feeling fantastic about it. Gen.G now don't necessarily have a very familiar opponent in that regard.
What other team will play a comp for the first time after scrimming it once and then show up and look terrible in the first half, win in the second? Not to
This
the
looks
same
nice.
level. Not to the same level though, man.
मैं नहीं देखता है pro plays. मैं मेरे को देख तू मैं pro हूँ ना मेरे को देख.
Yeah, I mean on the veins of Navi Angel, he does currently hold the record for the most agents played in a single tournament. But Forsaken is one away. If he just whips out a
This is also nice.
A different
This is also nice.
I mean, we see, yeah, we see that. We
By the
see
way,
the map
in half the amount of maps too, because Angel did it in 21.
Damn.
Okay.
Oh my
So,
god.
maybe that
Best
is like
persist
Forsaken, he has been
ever.
doing a lot of the stuff here, and at
इसको
least
color changing में रखना
individually,
पड़ेगा.
like, he's been doing well. He's on form.
Yeah, definitely. I think just to double on from that, the real test for Gen.G would be as well if PRX do completely, especially the fact that we're starting where we are to start on split. If that
Color
competition
change
gets
हो
changed,
क्यों
it'll
नहीं
be
रहा है?
another validation for Gen.G to come out, obviously prep out the window and just perform bread and butter Valorant, which they've shown time and time again. They've looked very, very clean so far here in Madrid in terms of balls coming their way. They can do that versus a team like PRX that are willing to just kind of push all in on a comp first time, bringing it out into
अब मेरे को मिल ही नहीं रहा है.
massive.
तेरे मुंह पे मार.
The thing is, normally when we say that on a desk or on a cast about, oh, you have to do it against PRX, that's the exception.
Naughty,
Gen.G
right?
is used to that. They've played this team twice before. They know about the chaos and they've adapted to it very well. We're in Agent Select and it's standard for once in a PRX game. It's double duelist style. It's the old standard from last year.
Yeah.
The teams have moved away from this, but it is still a good comp that I think works very well to these teams' play styles.
Yeah, and I guess as well, abandoning the madness that was the Euro.
मैं अगर तुमको अभी क्लिप दिखाऊं ना तो बोलेगा क्या प्रो खेलता है रुको आप दिखाता हूं. डिस्प्ले कैप्चर ऑन कर रहा हूं रुको. मैच रुक रहा है भाई. इधर ये लोग डाउट करने लग गए मेरे पे. डाउटिंग्स खा रहा मेरे पे. कभी पे डाउटिंग्स. बबम देखते. सीरियस डिस्कशन चालू है.
Need a drop.
Reloading. Reloading.
Need a drop. Thanks.
ये देखो.
Bye. My ult's ready.
देखो तुम राउंड देखो ये. तब तक मैं कुछ और देख रहा हूँ.
See ya.
Come back. He's planting.
One enemy remaining.
मैंने आर्मर को नहीं देखा था. Just What? आगे का कहाँ है? बबम.
Spike planted.
डिफ्यूज कर दे. डिफ्यूज कर दे.
Cage trigger.
ओ ये हुआ था. मैंने गलती से रिलोड दबा दिया था.
अच्छा एक मिनट. मैं जा रहा हूँ. एक मिनट.
Party's over.
पता क्या पीछे क्या हो? मैं डोर के पीछे.
Spike down A.
ये भी ए से क्या?
One enemy remaining. A.
4K.
Planted.
You disappoint me.
One enemy remaining.
Got him.
इसमें है I guess बम.
You should have seen your faces.
बम का. हाँ. बम नहीं है. चलो ठीक है कोई ना. Let's get back to. इसको कहाँ रखूँगा अभी? इसको अपन रखते हैं यहाँ वगैरह.
Kills both with the best player in the server. It was like going toe to toe all the way through. So it is one of those matchups, as boring as it is, where we are just going to go the duelists of the pinnacle. These are the players we have to watch. The amount of times that PRX would
Let's go,
absolutely
sir,
having life
yeah.
games. But the thing is, it's every time he plays Split, he has someone else's life game. It's not a Forsaken life game. It is, okay, for anyone else, that would be the best game they've ever played. Unfortunately, he does that every week.
Well, we talked about this on the desk. I heard Mimi say, well, okay, if you think it's going to be 2-0, who is the team to 2-0 it here? And actually, looking at the veto, right, Split last time went to PRX, Lotus was super close. I mean, if we go based on what we saw in the past, maybe the foundations are there for them to take that 2-0, but...
I'm gonna go watch the match, have a good stream. Either बैठ के देखना मेरे साथ.
Number 1 and Pacific number 2. And it's
what are you doing? Watch with me.
Yeah, and it's looking like we're going to get a start things off. Both teams with the majority of their players set up outside this A site. They both run pistols in this direction before. Good nade.
Whoa.
Already and something. A Mind Freak peeking off the back of it. They're going to be stuck in the corner early on. This is a great start for PRX.
And Munchkin's in danger as well. He tried to jump away. The Boombot was chasing.
क्या चल रही है? अकेले देखूंगा.
For Gen.G, 2 versus 5, barely any damage. Still got the spike. But they have to hope for some serious mistakes at this point. PRX go running forward, or even rotate, assuming that it's a B hit. But you can see there's no real need for panic on the defensive side. They're just gonna hunker down and wait for Gen.G to take a step forward and give them the first pistol round win.
Yeah, I think the
monetization off it.
On this map in particular, we have seen some sort of rougher attack sides out of Gen.G. Obviously, that has helped a little bit by having that open instead of the Astra. But other than that, it's an absolutely flawless start to this one. Now, as I said, expectations for PRX is this is the map that they'll win. If it's going to happen in this series, I think the next two I would favor to Gen.G, even more so because of the fact that we saw recently on Lotus the changes to the comp for PRX, and I'll be honest, I didn't like it. It didn't look good. So this is the map that I feel like PRX have to win. The problem is, throughout this tournament, I've said that, and then they've won the other map. Because that's just how they are. They just manage to adapt. They have the individual players that sometimes they can just frag through a map.
Now everything looks very good.
Like, it is very difficult to have people that are on that level.
Rather than streaming.
At least from the games we've had, Tom, it has been an insane percentage of teams trading out their own map picks, losing your pick and winning your opponents. Gen.G did not got off to a great start, and as the push comes in, okay, actually they're getting close. The pressure's kind of being applied to Monyet now, blinded up, he's taken down. Okay, it's not a bad start at all. Gen.G gaining some ground, now winning some more fights. With those up, okay, it looks like they've tidied it up eventually, but that got very scary for a moment.
एक सेकंड, 4 सेकंड वो लेके उतरा था क्या? आउटलॉ कूद जाते हैं, सीधा साइड पे कूदते हैं, सोचते नहीं कुछ.
Was jumped down from the heavens with an
कुछ भी नहीं सोचते, बस कूद जाने का. बाकी जो होगा देखा जाएगा.
That would be ridiculous to even attempt, but
crazy. But do you know who he is?
Yes, I do. He just lost his gun. It's now been given to something, and he's bought a judge to replace it. So that, again, if you're talking about Forsaken, he's basically answered the question himself.
Well, it looks like we're going to be using that dash very early on for something. He's getting aggressive. Wall goes up. He's ahead of it. Looking to take someone down. He got the shot off. 10 HP left on me. That's the whole problem. If you're the one taking contact with that outlaw, you're not going to kill the player. Sky. You need to get out.
That's the thing. They can just heal him back up, so that it's actually not that problematic for an early battle. You can already see heading over in that direction. Munya is going to get aggressive as well. Bear in mind, this is fairly weak for PRX. Normally you'd see a rifle or two in the mix, but this is just SMGs. It can work, more so on Split than probably any other map. This crossfire is fairly nasty, but that's the thing I've really enjoyed about Gen.G. They've been methodical. They've been careful throughout this tournament. They are not one of those teams that are just aggressively running in and blitzing their way through rounds. They can. They have the skill to do it, but they're always, especially in these
They will never do it.
Very careful.
It looks like caution's paid off for them. Whatever noise they made on A has sold it to PRX. We're now running the gamble on an A stack. Of course, there's an outlaw there that could
line up is उसके मचकिन के पास. कौन सा वाला सिटी वाला?
Player that will pick it is in heaven.
They know.
No noise. Seeing nobody here. There's a flash still on
the
line.
This
late on in the game, you're just going to sit there, hope they dive into you.
कितना
As we can see, they've gone to the exact other side of the map.
does.
PRX you know, it's hard to get back into a site with these weapons as well.
Smoke के बाहर flash. अपनी टीम नहीं देती ना smoke के बाहर flash. अपनी टीम smoke के अंदर flash देती.
Normally you talk about okay.
Jet को blind करो, jet को blind करो, jet अंदर गया.
Trying to hold for exits, but I am waiting for Forsaken to attempt to try and blast back through something, and already Mind Freak.
Mind Freak तेरे right में बंदा है. Mind Freak तेरे right में बंदा है.
Fairly solo position. There's a chance. There's the blast backs already, and there's the judge. Exactly what Forsaken does. He got a rifle, but it's very short-lived. Well held by Gen.G with a little bit of chaos.
Not a good eco.
Yeah, I mean they spread themselves out there. Lots of space. So even when that judge gets up close, he's only getting the one, and it's an immediate drop. The rest of the players easy to deal with when you've got that kind of weaponry advantage, and you're not caught out of position. 2-1. It's a fairly bog standard start to the game. Pistol win for PRX, follow up, and then they lose. I mean, the one thing that we'll say is that maybe that third round could have seen a bit more damage out of that side. But again, they did gamble on a site. It didn't work out. This is what happens. The opportunity, though, to deal that damage here as we get the operator out on something right away. And the shot has not landed, but yet good for one and drop the B site under threat. But Gen.G back off. The whole time they've been leaving Meteor outside of A to catch a rotation. He hasn't found one. But one can assume that rotation's going on through the spawn right now if you're Gen.G.
इतना slow खेलते हैं यार, मैं तो मर जाऊंगा अब तक. 10 बार मरता मैं
on the defensive side, so they have the information that there was no one there, so they're able to gamble an early rotation in towards this A site. Forsaken still with the judge, is just going to make sure he keeps control in mid, but it's slightly more stacked up than you might expect. The only problem is he's switching between utility. Finally, will pull the gun out, but the aggression of his teammate gets absolutely nothing. And wow, there is the 4 of the judge. Not going to find anything more, and for something, I hope to God he's going to save.
It's not the round you want to see him throw his life away for, is it? A 1v3 with the op, possible, winnable, but not to be. If you had a few more kills along the way, a few more orbs picked up, something like that, maybe risk it with the Blade Storm, but even then, the op is just so expensive. Doesn't want to throw it out. And for Gen.G, I think they're sort of realizing that they heard the op earlier on, right? They know that it's in play right now. So they're gone spread out. Already sending Munchkin to try and find this player, and based on the time, it looks like he might be safe. They'd have to start hightailing it in that direction now. So an op for the next round, but just look at the credits on PRX. It's not like they're going to be able to fully recover into a standard buy. I think the pendulum's kind of swinging in Gen.G's favor now at 2-2. Economy's under their control, and ults will come online soon.
Yeah, and as I said, when we saw them play against CDG, they had a really stellar, aggressive, and confident defensive side. So I think for them, any sort of grinding out of these early rounds is going to be really important. Sure, you're still going to have an operator onto something, which alone can be enough to cause issues in the round. But as said, they've been methodical. Their utility's been good. They instantly had a snake bite that went through to deny him that early aggression. It's expected at this point. By the looks of things, they may even just be going for an early A take. They are all set up outside.
I liked what I saw last round. I don't know if you caught it in the replay, Tom, but a fist bump into a high five. Let's see how many high fives there are for Gen.G after this one. They've got a lot of space, but that flash was perfect. Deadly from Divide, and he's managed to slip away towards the elbow. Another fight. And he's actually got a teammate in there. I don't know if they've seen Forsaken, but they certainly have now at heavy cost. Smokes are down, but so too are the majority of PRX players. It's only something left, but he has that op. The 1v2 he didn't go for. The 1v3, it's tempted him. It's pulled him in for the fight. He hasn't found them to start off, though, and that dash already halfway up. Wants to close the distance. So many tough angles, tight angles to clear with this op in hand. And no idea there's a player up top. He's checking the right angle. What a shot! But Logitech was close by, ready for that play. A third round found for Gen.G. They're running away with this early game.
Yeah, still a close round for what was invested. That was a decent stack up in the early stages for PRX, just basically having the majority. And somehow managing to dodge some shots that I don't really know how they did, but bringing it down to just one player surviving, keeping that economy a little bit more honest for Gen.G. And, well, you see the danger of how fast this man is with the operator. The problem, though, is he's not going to be able to have it for this round. They didn't have the extra finances and the trading again, the fundamentals of Gen.G sublime.
One death as well, so he's still 2 away from a Blade Storm. So we're down to just that rifle. But as we said, ultis were coming online. We saw the Seekers used by 𝐒𝐿𝐄𝐂𝐒, finding a lot of information. This time around, PRX have theirs, but also a showstopper online. That's a big weapon to have in the back pocket of Forsaken and could play a role later on in the round. For Gen.G, you can see their spread. This is a full default play. At this point, they're expecting PRX to make some adaptations and to throw out some of that signature early round aggression. Still hasn't happened though. They're happy to bunker down and wait for that push to come through. And like I said, the other problem here, Gen.G have a lot of credits built up. If PRX lose this round, it's going to be a skyrocket.
Oh, maybe when. That's not the start they were looking for. 2 players down immediately. Forsaken's been a hero before, but down to just 5 HP. That's not really going to work too well for them. And the Seekers went towards mid, but also in towards the A site. The realization's there eventually. Mindfreak can win this battle. It could be huge. I don't think they're going to expect him. It's such an obscure position to be in, but then it's almost revealed. 𝐷𝐒, though, has done well. Bringing back 2 kills. The spike just about making it to the site, and it is going to base in. Nice work from the side of Munchkin, teaming up with Texture. It leaves this man who did get healed up early in the round. As said, he's been ever so devastating. Showstopper might just be able to clear, shoots it into the Viper's pit, but actually, Munchkin's just teamed up with his teammates, just left it. Doesn't even mind about the pit. I don't know if Forsaken realized it, but it doesn't even matter. Loses the fight to his counter raise, and the march continues on for Gen.G.
Gen.G are having a field day right now. Like I mentioned, the economy was in their favor. The ults that were there for PRX burned up in that round to try and gain some semblance of an advantage. And 𝐷𝐒 did incredibly well. In his position, he stayed down in screens, waited for the swing out with the player Munchkin up top, almost sacrificing himself because he's so out in the open. They swung to try and trade him, and 𝐷𝐒 had that beautiful off angle to just rip them to shreds. We're seeing elements of that team play there from PRX. We're seeing individuals win some of their fights, but it's not enough right now. Gen.G have come locked and loaded with a huge lead to start. I mean, it's doubled the rounds, but it's the economy that's really the problem for me. You've got players 7K, 5K, 5 and above is average for the Gen.G side right now. PRX, they're going to be on stingers, weak weapons, no ultis to fall back on. It ain't looking great. Off rip. Already, Gen.G have found the same number of rounds they did last time they played PRX here.
Yeah, I said it's looked like a different beast. I think they're a team that have done really well with the coaching staff. Someone as legendary as Solo, I don't think you're ever going to have the same mistakes twice. This guy has been around the block multiple times, and even just giving him a moment to talk here is going to be beneficial for them. Mindfreak off to a bit of a slow start as well, but also it is just reliant on those individuals a lot of the time. I think we saw some of the statistics posted earlier.
क्या शेरिफ दिख रहे रे तू
क्या लग रहा है I am sheriff यार वो राउंड देखो अच्छा तुमको दिख रही है स्ट्रीम क्या मैं इधर शेयर करता हूँ इधर
नहीं स्ट्रीम देख रहा हूँ
आ जाओ
तेरा डिले है ना तो
सीधा लाइव है अपन डिले नहीं रखते कभी डिले नहीं है जिंदगी में डिले नहीं है इसीलिए तो स्ट्रीम स्नैप होता हूँ कभी कभी 1-2 वॉचिंग होती है उसमें भी घंटा नहीं सुनाई दे रहा है क्या कर रही है
I think
3 लोग देख रहे हो बेचारे को कुछ नहीं कर सकते लाखियाँ और बताओ अन्ना कैसा रहा तुम्हारा दिन आज का
especially in these anti-eco rounds, they're not allowing their opponents to really figure out anything that's going on.
मेरा क्या हुआ था कि मेरा एरिया में किसी का घर में इन्वर्टर जल गया, हाई पावर इन्वर्टर, तो उनको पता भी नहीं चला उनका इन्वर्टर जल गया। बिकॉज ऑफ दैट रिवर फेज हुआ, जलने की वजह से रिवर फेजिंग होके जितने भी घर कनेक्टेड है, उस जो भी पोल है ना, बिकॉज ऑफ दैट रिवर्स समथिंग हुआ, वो पोल को जो भी हाउसेस कनेक्टेड है सारे हाउसेस में एर्थिंग का इश्यू आया एंड ऑल द फेजेस बिकेम पॉजिटिव। मींस टू न्यूट्रल पोर्ट में भी अपना टेस्टर लगाए तो इट शोज पावर इन दैट। तो उसके वजह से व्हाटएवर आई एम टचिंग, लाइक मेरा पीसी टच कर रहा हूँ, सीपीयू टच कर रहा हूँ, लाइक इवन द टैप्स इन द हाउस which are connected to the heater and all, like geyser and everything, we were getting electric shock. डिपार्टमेंट वालों को बुलाए तो कल they checked one lane of the houses. Today morning they came to the second lane, this is our lane, क्योंकि we called to the electric department AED होते हैं ना, फोन करके बोला what is this nonsense, तो सीधा उन्होंने भेजा तो they checked, तो they told आज सुबह sort किया almost by 12 and they told ऐसा कि ये घर में इशू के वजह से ऐसा हुआ। To avoid that, keep one extra pole close to your house. So whatever houses are connected to that pole won't get any effect if at all in future such things happen. So we told okay, क्योंकि pole लगाने हैं तो you need to find a spot now. अगर हमारे के बाजू में या बाजू वाले घर के सामने कहीं तो लगाना पड़ेगा. So you need to take the. So we told we'll talk to the area people. Be staying in an apartment is one nonsense. That is one community. Staying in a colony is also different. सबका अलग अलग चुतिया पर वही तो भाई आफ्टरनून शॉट हुआ। इसी बीच में क्या हुआ, कल ये इशू हो रहा तो we thought something might happen, बड़ा घर, हमने सोचा घर में अर्थिंग का इशू है, इलेक्ट्रिशियन को बुलाया तो शाम को आए, बड़वा शाम को आके पूरा चेक किया प्रॉपरली एंड ही टोल्ड आई एम अनेबल टू अंडरस्टैंड द इशू बिकॉज वेयरएवर आई एम सीइंग
हर जगह पे करंट ही दिख रहा है,
हर जगह पे करंट दिख रहा है पॉजिटिव, देयर इज नो नेगेटिव इन योर हाउस, एवरीवेयर इज देयर फुल पॉजिटिव एंड इवन दो आई एम रिमूविंग द फ्यूज स्टिल एक सेक्शन का फ्यूज निकाल दिया, उधर पावर कट ऑफ होना है ना, स्टिल आई एम रिमूविंग द फ्यूज बट द पावर इज नॉट गोइंग ऑफ देयर।
वाह, ऐसे भी हो रहा था।
हाँ, this is out of my knowledge. I don't know what to do.
Even he will be like, sir जी सर कुछ तो हो रहा है सर, मैं कुछ नहीं कर पाऊंगा इसमें।
Sorry sir, this is out of
beyond my expertise. So I am out.
Beyond my technical knowledge, I am out. वो I'm out बोल के वो he can go no.
टाइम वेस्ट करेगा ना।
Let me try something. This work thought होगा बोल के कि try to do like टेस्टर लगा के थोड़ा वायर छेड़ने लगा। So obviously when you're doing something which is not of your knowledge and obviously पूरा घर is positive, like पूरा energy है, तो you should tell to at least switch off the like जो भी applicants है ना, like the fridge, AC, TV, मेरा PC and all, उसे नहीं बोला। So घर का ग्राउंड फ्लोर है, फर्स्ट फ्लोर, so the moment he was doing ग्राउंड फ्लोर में थोड़ा फ्लक्चुएशन जैसा हुआ तो नीचे माँ बड़ी माँ सब लोग थे, दादी एंड ऑल, सो दे ऑफ्ड ऑल द एप्लीकेंट्स, सो नीचे इतना इश्यू नहीं। बाय द टाइम आई केम अप टू ऑफ माय पीसी एंड अदर स्टफ,
लग गया तुमको
शॉर्ट सर्किट हो गया।
हंसना नहीं चाहिए बट हंसने आ रहा है।
तो बाय द टाइम आई केम टू, वो बड़वे ने बोला भी नहीं दैट यू नीड टू ऑफ सर, एंड मैंने भी पूछा बिकॉज़ आई हैव नो प्रॉपर आइडिया। लौड़ा हमको क्या समझ आता है, आई वाज जस्ट ये मेन है, ये है ये बोल के। बाय द टाइम आई केम अप टू ऑफ ऑलमोस्ट फ्लक्चुएशन हो गया। मेरा रूम से फट साउंड आया, एक जलने का ये
स्मेल आया। क्या जला?
आके देखा तो समझ में आ गया कुछ तो जला। देखा तो मेरा जो जंक्शन बॉक्स होते ना फॉर व्हिच आई कनेक्ट ऑल माय मॉनिटर एंड ऑल, उसका फ्यूज उड़ गया।
बाप रे।
तो द मोमेंट ही लेफ्ट आई वेंट लाइक तेरा जो जंक्शन बॉक्स हैज अ स्मॉल फ्यूज, सो अगर वो जल गया तो यू कैन बाय इट फॉर 5 रुपीज और 10 रुपीज बेस्ड ऑन द शॉपकीपर। सो इट्स अ 5 रुपीज फ्यूज, आई गॉट द फ्यूज रिप्लेस्ड, माय जंक्शन बॉक्स गॉट सॉर्टेड। मेरा रूम में इट्स अ फॉल सीलिंग, सो आई हैव 4 मिनी बल्ब्स एंटायर रूम.
ओके.
सो एक स्विच से 2 बल्ब आते हैं, 2 स्विच से 2 मोर बल्ब्स कम. पेपर एक्स का दिन नहीं है. पेपर एक्स के अटैक में देख लीजिए, डिफेंस में दे कांट डू एनीथिंग.
यार 2-8 चल रहा है. अब बोलते बोलते 2-8, बोलते बोलते 2-8. ये लाइक व्हाट द
लेट अस सी 9-3 का. तो एक सेट ऑफ लाइट्स शॉर्ट सर्किट हो गया उसके वजह से. लाइक पहला तो मेरा ये जंक्शन बॉक्स चल गया है. I repaired that. Then one of the 2 lights got short circuited that I need to replace with another electrician again. So I can't do anything. And then मेरा फोन का अडाप्टर होता है ना, that also got
सब गायब हो जाता है एक साथ. इसीलिए मैं पूरा मेन स्विच बंद करके घर से बाहर निकलता हूँ.
It is just that because I was having a good junction box.
like
इतना impact नहीं पड़ा. PC पे इतना impact नहीं पड़ा. बाकी like almost एक फोन का चार्जर, that things got fried up, not properly के. वाईफाई भी ब्रिक हो गया था सडनली ये होने की वजह से. सो आज प्रॉपर सेट होने के बाद आई ट्राइड रीसेटिंग द राउटर एंड इट गॉट रीसेटेड. नहीं तो राउटर भी रिप्लेस करना पड़ता है. डीसी बीच में मेरा 300 mbps का स्पीड था. लौड़ा सिस्टम को 100 आ रहा था, फोन में 125. एक्ट वाले को कॉल किया, बोला ये क्या है लौड़ा. बोला सर पोर्ट का इशू है, बाय दिस संडे विल रिप्लेस योर पोर्ट सो यू कैन गेट द हाई स्पीड अगेन. बोला जा भाई. बोला वैलोरेंट में मुझे इतना पिंग आता था, तेरे वजह से पिंग आई वो. मतलब ऐसे ये समझ नहीं आ रहा. जेनजी पहले ये मेटा से नहीं खेलते थे ये मैप. व्हाई डिड दे सडनली शिफ्ट टू दिस मेटा ऑफ पेपर एक्स.
पेपर एक्स भी तो अलग से शिफ्ट कर रहे हैं ना. तो यूरोप प्ले में था.
नहीं वो अलग खेलते थे. ये वाला मैड्रिड में स्प्लिट में थी लास्ट टाइम जब इनका था, यही देखा था. दिस टाइम स्प्लिट पेपर एक्स वाज प्लेइंग दिस. जेजी कुछ और लेके खेल रहा था लास्ट टाइम सो इन मैड्रिड. अभी पूरा मिरर फॉर्म पे नहीं दोनों. एंड जेजी इज प्लेइंग गुड, दैट इज साकी.
With that spike down, 15 seconds left. It's time for Gen.G to get a move on. Munchkin has to step out from that corner.
Simple concept है. Mid contest कर. और गुड़ा
2 सेकंड मैंने ऊपर देखा राउंड.
सिंपल लॉजिक है. 2 ड्यूलिस्ट है, एक इनिशिएटर, 2 कंट्रोलर है. जो भी मिड का कंट्रोल लिया उधर से ए भागो या बी भागो.
वो लाइन अप हो गए.
प्रॉपर फ्लैश दो. पर सेकंड डबल सैचल समथिंग डैश करेगा साइड में. इजी. ओमेन का इनके पास अभी स्काई का कुत्ता है, स्काई का फ्लैश है, ओमेन का फ्लैश है. बाकी थोड़ा डैमेज देने के लिए रेस का नेड है. दैट्स इट.
मोनेट और टेक्सचर बहुत अच्छा खेल रहा है. कुछ भी बोलो.
लाइक एक्सपेरिमेंट किया क्योंकि जब जी में था he only played Astron split. पूरे देखा तो. और तो जब भी उसने लाइक 2 बार जब जी स्प्लिट खेला था, स्प्लिट में मोनिया was the only one who got 30 kills. 25-30 kills मारा Astra लेके.
He got the ace also ना in between.
2 ace एक ही
मैच में
पर्टिकुलर टीम के पर्टिकुलर टीम के अगेंस्ट 2 ace मारा. उससे पहले वाला कोई तो अपोजिट टीम के इसमें एक एस मारा. So I was shocked कि why PaperX is not trying Monya on controller on split. Like split में Astra लेके मार रहा था, कोई और दे दो ना. Monya का तो एक पर्टिकुलर मैप में इन्होंने ड्यूलिस्ट दे के खिलाया. Brother, some experiments happening here.
Brother, do something good.
It was like CNET को नावी में ओमेन खिलाया.
ओमेन खिला रहा है. हाँ ना.
ओमेन खिला.
यार मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि अगर सेंटिनल्स बाय एनी चांस सेंटिनल्स ये करा दे, टेंस को वापस ड्यूलिस्ट पकड़ा दे हाथ में.
अरे अभी ऐसा है कि तेरा टीम में like you can't make a all-star lineup. You can't get a proper duelist, proper controller, proper initiator and all. As the game evolves based on the meta and all the updates, every player in a team need to learn 2 roles. वो roles में 2-3 agents. Like अभी duelist में Jet is the most picked duelist. Then comes Raze. तू ये पेपर एक्स फिनिक्स भी खेलते कुछ मैप्स में.
हाँ जिंक था तभी तो पर्ल पे फिनिक्स फिक्स था.
And also when you are playing controller, you need to Omen तो obviously picked है. Apart from Omen, you need to know Brim. अभी Byte में Brim खेलते पेपर एक्स with Viper. So you need to learn two different this thing sorts. नहीं तो नहीं होगा ये game. बुड़ पे मार. पुलार इन.
मचकिन 2 मार गया. वाव. उसमें भी 2 मारा.
तो मैं सोच रहा हूँ जो भी टीम ये मिडरेड जीतेगा वो मिडिल कर देगा. हगास.
ऐसे कैसे कर लेते हो यार तुम लोग ऐसे कैसे कर लेते हो.
Even still though, it is the pistol round for PRX, and that is the thing. Even with this compositional change, the thing that it adds is firstly, you're gonna have that paranoia available from
खेल रहा है मोने. मोने ने ट्रैश टॉक भी क्या मस्त किया था इन लोग को.
It just almost, we're gonna continuously see the switch up of who's going in first.
एलेक्स तो बेचारा एलेक्स को इतना इरिटेट करते पेपर एक्स वाले.
एलेक्स ने किसी दिन ना यार वो बोलेगा यार क्या मैं नहीं कर रहा यार मैंने कर रहा कुछ नहीं करना है मेरे को कुछ ऐसा बोल के छोड़ भी देगा किसी दिन. वो ओई
opportunity for more and he's landed that shot as well. Forsaken's very low, a big help to
heal कर heal Sky heal.
Outlaw, but this man's making it work with the Marshall, the cheat.
Mummy.
Okay, an opportunity if they had have spotted the player in the corner.
Naughty go.
The killing blow. Mind Freak fell to a snake bite.
Viper का स्कूप में मारा. 5 सेकंड तो heal दो. आगा.
Side जाओ. नहीं है वो backstab. Side जाओ.
Yes, he's far away, but that might mean by the time he gets here, he could pick up a weapon.
हो गया ना लफड़ा.
That's the thing. The blitz plays of PRX.
अच्छा चश्मा निकाल लो मेरे से दिखने लग गया. अंधेरे में.
Benefit of doubt लगा रहे हैं. अच्छे बात है.
The guiding light, the flash to get them.
क्लियर हुआ. अब एक रैम जाएगा एक साइड को घुसेगा. नहीं तो साथ में घुसेगा.
नहीं ये सीख है. कांटेक्ट खेल रहे देखो ना स्मोक भी नहीं कर रहा है. अब करेगा.
At least it seems like he's waiting for that site to be taken. Smoke will give that away. The spike being planted. And now he can look to try and see if there's any
gun मिल गई तो chances are there. I feel
इसको भी बुलडॉग मिला. एक को तो मार सकते हैं अगर प्रॉपर रोटेट किया.
Still online, both smokes.
कवर में खेल रहे. स्काई इधर ही
together. That's a 3-2-1 perfectly on cue. They won the round, Tom. 3 players down. This definitely isn't how they would have wanted to start. When I add to that it's a Marshall headshot. Okay, another Marshall headshot from a guy pushing his smoke, like a shotgun. That's not going to feel great. And the other player died with a snake bite. So few kind of random
दवाई ऐसे ही करेगा.
Rocking the boat a little bit for PRX. We'll see how they recover.
When the thing is
not even close. We got a match. अब तो close जा रहा है. अब मजा आएगा.
Even just a bit of damage.
अन्ना ये lighting कैसा है? मस्त है ना? Astro Buddy का.
Now this purchase from PRX has players now fairly low on cash. You've got
I mean,
150 credits. For the next round, they might be in a little bit of trouble.
मार.
Sprinting after �𝐿𝐼𝐴, but he isn't going to be able to land the shot.
मैं होता तो मैं उसके नेट डाल.
It's only going to be the
control loss for Gen.G. You can do it. Putang ina.
Need tag associated with it. Down in this is an uncouth hole. 2 players and they're
Wow.
It couldn't be easier for 𝐿𝐼𝐴. Signed, sealed, and delivered to this man. The heal up for his teammate. Munchkin's going to be back up.
Something main पे है.
And in a 5v3, that's another nail in the coffin for PRX. Tagged up a little. What an adjustment from Munchkin.
ये थोड़ा अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है मेरे को मैच. Like Sentinel versus Loud, NA versus NA, Epic versus Epic. मजा नहीं आ रहा है.
अभी होगा ना इनका लोअर ब्रैकेट. इन्होंने डाला तो भी कैसा डाला थे. अभी इनका ब्रैकेट ऐसा है कि PRX and Gen.G are playing. Sentinels and Loud. The winning team will go to upper bracket finals. So upper bracket finals में it will be again Epic versus NA region.
normally talk about
lower bracket
saving,
में
but
again you'll find one epic versus NA team. If both upper and lower bracket में NA team जीता तो finals will be NA versus NA. अगर epic team does something तो finals we can see NA versus epic team. And my starting ये event का starting से my only thing was finals either it would be Sentinels, Loud, PRX. ये तीनों टीम्स के ऊपर ही.
Imagine
Gen.G में अगर टेक्सचर को तूने कंट्रोल किया बाकी टीम शेड्यूल
ये अच्छा खेलते तो
मंस्की नो टेक्सचर खेलते टेक्सचर को थोड़ा सा शट डाउन कर दिया तो हो गया.
What's the issue? The issue is the damage done. 2 players alive coming out of both of those rounds. It meant constant reinvestment.
I mean good, like
with a stinger and
I feel it they're doing good.
on most players.
टेंस को कितना शिट किया टेंस को पहले
अच्छा स्मोक
चेटन दिया
हाँ ना
खुद दिया वुमेन दिया
फिर वो जब उसका मन आता है तो वो एम पे ही खेलने लग जाता है
तो उसके मैप डिपेंडिंग ऑन द मैप देख उधर वो भी अच्छे हैं खेलने वाले बंदे लाइक यू व्हेन यू हैव अनदर गुड एमर हु कैन डू द एंट्री इसका जो कैपेसिटी है
now that you look towards the players of Gen.G in this 2v4 scenario, Flash is already going to reveal Texture's position. And they've spotted him. I say that. The peek out never really came in.
एक सेकंड माइंडफ्रीक ने देखा देख के इग्नोर किया
Now it gets a little bit more interesting. Space He's been quiet so far.
अरे मैप में दिखा तो एटलीस्ट हमें इसको बोल सकते हैं ना मोनियट
को मरने दिया फिर वन टैप मारा
में मरने दिया उसको
बेचारा
मोनिया भी कुछ नहीं कर सकते. मोनिया वो स्क्रीन देख रहा है ना कोई और इसके साथ पीक करना था हेवन को इसने देख के इग्नोर मारा.
Doesn't get much better than that. It was even a classic jumping around the corner to find one of those opening duels in elbow.
It's also now you've talked about it's 8 rounds in a row that were lost. The difference is now just 2. That's how close PRX have managed to bring this. Going on to their favorite side, the B side under serious pressure.
वो left पे बंदा
reposition. It's Sublime. He's managed to TP behind them. He gets away with murder. Brilliant from Caron. We talk about picking this player out of ranked. He's put the rank play into the pro play.
And it works. You know, sometimes you just got to throw out those curveballs. So many different things. You don't think the Lunatic's going to be up top, but my goodness.
प्रॉब्लम है ना दोनों टीम अपने दोस्त है तो कुछ ट्रैश टॉक नहीं कर रहे हैं. नहीं तो फिर टीएच ने जैसा ट्रैश टॉक किया था वैसे पे अगर चीजें आ गई तो पीआरएक्स बहुत धोएगा.
अरे इनको काउंटर स्ट्राइक जितना ये नहीं दिया रे. काउंटर स्ट्राइक में तो सीधा बॉडीज को मार सकते हैं टीबैक कर सकते हैं लैंड पे चिल्ला भी सकते हैं तू.
हां ना
वालों में इतना ये नहीं है.
ये लोग पेनल्टी -5k
पेनल्टी डालते हैं. लाइक आई वाज सीइंग सम this thing recently कोई तो टीम लीग ऑफ लेजेंड्स में एक बंदा लाइक 100 थीव्स का टीम था आई थिंक. सो लीग ऑफ लेजेंड्स में 100 थीव्स का टीम गॉट कोलैब विद दिस क्रॉक्स पता है ना तेरे को.
हां क्रॉक्स पहन के आया था.
हां क्रॉक्स पहन के आया था उसको
फाइन लिया तो पूरा टीम पहन के आया.
पूरा टीम पहन के और लेटर आया कि इट्स अ प्रमोशन स्ट्रेटजी.
100 ने क्रॉक्स के साथ टाई अप कर लिया. मैं बोला व्हाट
जरूर you need to wear white shoes या shoes का कुछ कलर भी इनको ड्रेस कोड में. Like हमारे इधर shorts are not even allowed. Foreign में I think shorts are allowed क्योंकि I saw booster wearing shorts.
बूस्टर तो शॉर्ट्स भी आता है हमेशा. उसको हमेशा शॉर्ट्स में देखा है मैंने. That sounds wrong but yeah.
10-7 as you said everything.
तो इधर you can't shoot the bodies. You can't teabag.
करे क्या जॉब गेम खेलना छोड़ दे
आके प्रॉपर खेल के जो डिसिप्लिन चाहिए. नॉट लाइक काउंटर स्ट्राइक के क्या चिल्लाते हैं भाई. हरासमेंट होता है काउंटर स्ट्राइक में लैंड पे.
क्या मरद गेम प्ले देखो ना. ओई चमाट गेम प्ले भी मिला उसको.
Now we need to see the return for Gen.G as another is found. Something falls. 2 rifles still in play. Seekers still in play. And a few flashes here and there. 1, in fact, just on Divide.
मोनेट मस्त लगता है मेरे को गोली गोली मारता भी वैसे ही ओए 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 ओए
He's being put down. PRX they look to take it elsewhere, but those steps are heard. Meteor's in position, unbeknownst to them. You might have her trail, but well, it's a little more difficult to deal with her cleanly. Mind Freak, the last man standing, 1v3, and Munchkin's already spotted him. He's a known quantity with a flank underway. Munchkin just needs to buy some time, back off, and let his teammates take it. And gets this kill. He's got himself a Viper's Pit to play with.
अब मैंने आइस बॉक्स खेला उस पे वैसे ही क्या एस लिया मैंने सीधा फिर एकदम परफेक्ट
जब भी मैं तेरा स्ट्रीम ओपन करके तेरा हगास गेम प्ले देखता हूं
ये स्ट्रीम पे ना अन्ना एफपीएस सच में कम पड़ते हैं यार 150 एफपीएस पे नहीं हो पाता है मैं जब गोस्टली के पीसी पे खेल रहा था ना डीगल से वन टैप अन्ना मतलब डैम मैं खुद शॉक था कि मेरा इतना क्रिस्पी है मैं
एक और राउंड जेनजी का है मेरा लोड़े क्या खेल रहे हो बड़वे क्या गुजरो एक जेनजी के पास 4 अल्ट है वाइपर को और दिलाएंगे 5 अल्ट है हो गया
जीजी ये मैप तो जीजी
लोटस पेपर की जीतने का चांसेस है ऑब्वियसली मैप का पिक जेनजी के लोटस में
the problem is they've won 4 of those 7 rounds off the pistol and follow up like the injection of rounds
लास्ट टाइम जब लोटस देखा था जेनजी वर्सेस आई थिंक कौन सा टीआरएक्स था कोई तो टीम था दोनों टीम डिफेंस आ गए अटैक में
गप्पी एंट्री
could now be theirs. Gen.G might start to panic, might make a mistake, and with Munchkin inside the smoke isolated, that might just be
दे वो मारेगा
Oh, this could be big! He actually switches away! And it's just going to be the shutdown, surely, for Meteor!
Meteor
he starts off the round and ends it as well. 12-7. This map looking over. As you said, in terms of buy rounds, we've barely seen anything. 3 of them, in fact. Well, guess what, Mitch?
अब चोक हो रहा है ऐसा लग रहा है कि चोक हो रहा है
up against 4 ultimates, only the Blade Storm that's gone. Like
देख उधर 2 अच्छे पिक मिले मेन पे अटक गए देख
with a showstopper from the shadows.
अरे गया पेनल्टी दे हो गया नहीं पेनल्टी छोड़ो अब हो गया अब सेकंड मैप और थर्ड मैप पे मजा आएगा
The closer rounds for PRX have been individuals, and they need to show up individually and together. 5 in a row needed, and the challenge already.
Yeah, he put down early utility to try and slow this push a little bit, but
fast क्यों नहीं दे रहा था मैं क्यों कर डैमेज क्यों दे रहे
he's stuck in the mud. Good utility usage in this round.
बुली कर रहे हैं अन्ना अभी इस मोमेंट पे वो लोग
Magical plays, they know exactly where he is. Well, it seems so.
अन्ना अब बुली हो रहे हैं अब बुली हो गया अब बुली होएंगे
And no one really watching it, although it seems like Texture was doubting.
अरे
Also a 1v1 taken, but it won't matter in the end. A 1 versus 5.
Something कभी-कभी ना बहुत चोक करता है Something sometimes chokes chokes what I don't know but he chokes
The start of the way back for this squad. They've actually managed to deal with the vast majority of the ultimates as well there, Tom. Gen.G are left now with just a Viper's Pit. We listed all of them last round. They got used. They found nothing. So not only winning a buy round, but winning a stacked buy round in terms of ult economy. They've still got some left to play with themselves. The Blade Storm can help out. The Pit
गलत जगह पे अल्टी किया
and with 4
रेज अल्ट अगर ए पे होता तो पक्का 2-3
Gen.G are finally seeing some negative economic state. They're all no, he was not expected. Good flash too, and it's a double.
Flash अच्छा था but
समझ में आ गया इनको कि सर ए एग्जीक्यूटर थे ए घुसेंगे ए को स्टैक किया
Yeah, I like this. Just a direct counter. These A-side takes
one of the
major problems. Although they might just about win 2 duels. A little bit dangerous. Spamming. And because of that, being able to get rid of Meteor is a big pick. Because that was looking like map control and a man advantage for Gen.G. Instead, much more of a problem. And also bear in mind, 𝐒𝐿𝐄𝐒 is the only one who can't be healed.
I mean, that cam there is very important. Just seeing something clear the spawn, you see how much space they lost. Because this Viper's Pit isn't just stopping a push, it's stopping all of PRX's plans. Their plan was to blitz A. They get slowed, they get stopped, and now they have to go back and re-clear everything. Even if there's no way of flanking, if they're just pushed up in B main, holding that aggro intel, you're going to find it very hard to actually dive in. Now, this TP is to B side. Up top, it's going to be broken last second with something down below. Spotted and taken down.
Play अच्छा था. ओमेन से distract करके something को एंटी दिलाना, but
welcome to his world with
GG for map. What?
He's got 3 more seconds. He's got the 4Ks in the past. This would be exceptional. Good luck to you and good night.
आराम से पूरा मेन अल्ट करके बैठे हैं. I was expecting that last round, but you know.
मिड पे अच्छा कंट्रोल होता है, but they were fighting mid and main पे डाल दिया. Like they were like कि हाँ देख लेंगे main पे ही let's fight, क्योंकि उनको पता था कि ये एंटी फ्लैश घुसता है और फिर अपन जो वो पहले से एंटी फ्लैश घुसे.
ऑलरेडी स्काई का फ्लैश यूज कर रही है. एक ड्यूलिस्ट मर गया, दूसरा फ्लैश ऑब्वियसली यूज हो गया तो कुछ फ्लैश बचेंगे नहीं इनके पास. सिर्फ ओमन का फ्लैश है. And obviously they know if we choke, like if we take the control of A main, either they need to contest mid or they need to go B. तो एक बंदा B का मेल में बैठा है, एक बंदा B का साइड में बैठा है, बैक साइड. मोनिया उधर गया, मोनिया को मार दिया. समथिंग घुसा, समथिंग को मारा,
समथिंग को फ्री फंड मारा, because they saw him.
प्रॉपर कंट्रोल करके खेल रहे थे.
अगर वेरी शांत लग रहा है, कुछ मजा नहीं आ रहा है.
अल्ट से घुसे तो भी ए साइड में उनका कवर था, रैप्टर और स्क्रीन्स के थ्रू.
मैंने पॉपकॉर्न मंगाए थे, वो खत्म हो गए. मैंने एनर्जी ड्रिंक पिया तो मेरे को अभी नींद आ रहा है. एनर्जी ड्रिंक पीने के बाद अन्ना किसको इतनी नींद आता है ये बताओ. मेरे को एनर्जी ड्रिंक कॉफी के बाद में नींद आता है. ऐसा नींद आता है कि मतलब ओ माय गॉड, मैंने जिंदगी में कभी सोया ही नहीं है. ऐसा नींद आता है. उस दिन मैं काम करते अरे अन्ना मैं काम करते करते सो गया. मेरे टीममेट का कॉल आके गया, कैन यू प्लीज सेंड मी दिस. मैं बोला भाई सॉरी. अभी उठा मैं.
नोची
चिपी चिपी चापा चापा डूबी डूबी चापा चापा बाकी तुम्हें डूबी डूबी डूम डूम डूम. आधे लोग कैसे गधे जैसे बोल रहे होगे ना. सारा मतलब कोई आके मेरी स्ट्रीम देखेगा बाद में या फिर अभी देख रहा होगा, कोई एक ही देख रहे हैं बट ठीक है, तो वो बोलेगा ये ऊपर वाले ऊपर देख के क्या कर रहा है कब से. सो ऊपर 2 स्क्रीन है मेरे जहाँ पे मैं काम करता हूँ.
काउंटर स्ट्राइक का भी पीजीएल चल रहा है.
अरे सब कुछ ही चल रहा है.
क्लाउड9 नहीं, सिर्फ वैलो, काउंटर स्ट्राइक और क्या चल रहा है. दैट्स इट. सिर्फ काउंटर स्ट्राइक और वैलो चल रहा है.
एड्स क्यों आ रहे हैं?
ये कैसी है? ये भी काउंटर स्ट्राइक की चीज नहीं. ओनली काउंटर पॉकेट लीग तो ये नॉर्मल भी है.
केटलो
ओनली वैलोरेंट एंड काउंटर स्ट्राइक इज गोइंग. काउंटर स्ट्राइक कैसी है? टीजीएल ने अपना खुद थोड़ा इम्प्रूव किया इस पे. थोड़ा 1-1 होगा. पेपर एक्स 2-1 जीतेगा लग रहा है मुझे. देखेंगे. एक दिन तेरे को भी टैरिक जैसा बनना है.
अरे अन्ना
मेन चैनल पे 50K आ रहे हैं, ये बंदे का 82K वाचिंग.
कितना?
टैरिक का
92K वही तो
82-92K चल रहा है.
अन्ना
मेन चैनल पे इतना नहीं यार.
हम कब ऐसा एक दिन आएगा हमारा दिन कब आएगा अन्ना?
थिंग यू नीड. अभी टैरिक क्लाउड9 में वो काउंटर स्ट्राइक का इवेंट जीता ना.
हां
वो स्टूवी के साथ, इनके साथ. उसके बाद ही लाइक एवरी स्पोर्ट प्लेयर हैज हिज टर्निंग पॉइंट. अभी तू शाउट का ले ले. क्लाउड9 के लिए काउंटर स्ट्राइक खेल के छोड़ने के बाद he started playing all the games. But PUBG was
the game when he actually got
so that became Shout's turning point. Like obviously people game, but something that game turned his streaming thing rapidly. टैरिक का Valorant खेल रहा था बंदा, Radiant गया. Watching आ रहा था धीरे धीरे, but Watchparty was something, the way he interacted and all, got the people and all, that got Tariq all this watching. उसके बाद ये भी था हमारा कौन वो हमारा इंडियन करी हर एक सर्वर में जाके डिफरेंट एजेंट के साथ उसने रेडियंट हिट की
डिफरेंट एजेंट डिफरेंट गन्स आल्सो ना
नहीं डिफरेंट करी क्या किया था ही वेंट रेडियंट विथ ऑल द एजेंट्स लाइक कंट्रोलर के साथ सेंटिनल के साथ इनिशिएटर के साथ ड्यूलिस्ट के साथ देन ही वेंट टू ईयू में ही पिक्ड रैंडम एजेंट्स बट ही वेंट रेडियंट देन एपैक में भी ये हमारा जिंग है ना जिंग के खेल के ही वेंट रेडियंट
वाह
लाइक डुओ खेला था बट मोस्टली एवरी रीजन ही वेंट रेडियंट Kaide bola she will come to watch the finals. Yes, she is watching the finals in the land.
Anna. Anna Insta देखना जरा. Paging you something.
좀 젠지 같은 경우에는 페이퍼렉스 스타일에 대해서 충분히 잘 알고 있고 잘 분석이 돼 있잖아요. 페이퍼렉스를 상대로 좀 어떻게 경기를 풀어나가려고 하셨나요?
일단 페이퍼렉스가 진짜
ये कौन पूरा प्लास्टिक सर्जरी जैसा लग रही है
हाँ ना वही यार अन्ना भोसली का बिल्ला यूकी बहुत बड़ा हो गया यार अभी वो I repeat the boy is big now
그런 게 좀 잘 되는 것 같아요. 네, 저희가 피지컬이 좀 더 좋은 것 같아요 지금은.
Of course, PaperX is famous for their W gaming, but I feel like Gen.G players can match up to their Firefly as well, and I feel like we're shooting more heads too today. So we just came into this matchup with the mindset of, you know what, fight aggressive teams with aggressive attitude. You know, don't be afraid to take those fights, don't give them too much respect, and I feel like we're just having a really good day overall.
Yeah, it's looking really good for Gen.G, so thank you very much. Let's see if they can close this out.
Boys say hi to Ghostly Boy.
It's not just a good day, they've had a great tournament so far. I'm 𝐒𝐄𝐂𝐒 and I'm back here with Mimi and 𝐻𝐼POC. You heard it from Solo there. They're confident, they're hitting their shots, they know how to deal with PaperX. And Mimi, it's not looking great on the other side.
Yeah, to be quite honest, I think that Gen.G looked like a better PaperX in this game, right? They had the ridiculous individual moments, they had
Ghostly बोल रहे मम्मी के साथ आ रहा हूँ तेरे घर पे मैं बोला अरे माँ कसम घर पूरा तहस नहस है अभी बिल्कुल साफ नहीं है
इनका पूरा टैलेंट्स में पहले केविल कैट एंड टीम हेरिटिक्स के कंटेंट क्रिएटर है का नाम भी भूल गया शी आल्सो इनका कास्टिंग डिस्क
where you have the flood pretext or stacking up bodies and looking very aggressive engagements. Gen.G we're getting down
शायद से घोसली की मॉम आएगी एंड घोसली भी आएगा
hyped up the rookie 𝐒𝐿𝐴 coming into this a lot and here he is in the Verizon high speed moment round.
मेरे को कैंप बंद करना पड़ेगा थोड़े टाइम के लिए.
You gotta check your corners, man. You gotta check it.
This is exactly the sort of scenario that I'm talking about, right? Making plays like this, getting ahead of this execute. You lose to PaperX when you allow them to execute onto you, come up, play very aggressive and carry it. I mean, Tom nailed this as well in the cast. This is sort of rank play that catches PaperX off guard because they don't expect people to match their level of unorthodox.
I think that's exactly the point, right? They're used to teams playing back, cowering in fear, playing for flood retakes against a squad like this instead. Gen.G can give it to them. They're so willing to get proactive, to fight into these executes, and their site anchors were constantly staying alive, doing stuff like that, and actually buying time for the team to rotate over and help everyone out, which you contrast that to PaperX. Their players were trying to do the same thing, and they were getting owned by the executes.
Yeah, and you saw it in the vibes as well. After every round, they were giving it, they were shouting across the stage.
जब तक मेरा कैंप बंद है और मैं घर साफ कर रहा हूँ तब तक I will add something है कि नहीं अन्ना? ऐसा शक्ल ऐसा ब्लैंक अच्छा नहीं लगा ऐसा लग रहा है कि मैं रीस्ट्रीम कर रहा हूँ उसको हैं? वो नहीं चाहिए अपने को अपन फोटो डालेंगे ना अपना
still on the race for some reason jumping in but there's just a number of situations where you're looking here and I was talking about some of the
me after watching PRX lose first match यार ये छोटा हो जाए यार जल्दी
And I think that's exactly it, right? Like this is a team that can rely on those moments against lesser teams, can rely on those moments against a team that's not familiar with them, but Gen.G knows them so damn well. They're used to dealing with these individual plays and not letting it get past them.
I mean, we've been here before. I'm not expecting a smile from this man, but I am expecting a solution. Let's hear what Alex had to say ahead of map 2.
Hey guys, I'm here right now with Coach Alex of PRX. So we did see that, you know, although the team struggled on that map, once the side switch and PRX was on attack, you got some of that momentum back. And we do know that the team is a very momentum-heavy based team. So what do they usually need to hear, like maybe from you, in order to get that push, in order to, you know, get that swing into their favor?
I mean, usually momentum comes when you win some rounds, you know, so I try to just figure out how to win the round.
Jai Shri
You
Ram.
know, then we can snowball.
And I guess calm them down a little bit and make sure that they get their nerves in check, yeah?
I guess so.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if PRX can wrangle in those nerves and get map 2.
Alex, you've done this before. You made the comeback before. Come on, boys. I want to see them have some fire in their bellies.
Dude, Yinsu, we gotta
Come on, Alex, you can do it. I know you can slam the desk hard.
Looking at this comp,
Again,
this is like the fourth new comp they've played on this map.
Yeah, we've gone back again. We've got the Cypher back in and Monye back on the Raze. So I guess maybe that indicates we did see that on Split. He's going to be the front man here on Lotus.
This does fix the issue of having these flanks open. It fixes that issue. But I think there's another issue in this comp. You're lacking stall util, and on the attacking side, you're way more readable because you only have one piece of smoke util.
I think first map के बाद मैं बंद कर दूंगा स्ट्रीम फिर अपन सेंटिनेस वाला ऑफ स्ट्रीम देखेंगे कि वो टाइम पे अपनी टॉक्सिसिटी बहुत ज़्यादा हाई हो जाएगी है कि नहीं ना सेंटिनल के टाइम पे तो
Oh well, PRX, if they don't win here, they will be going into elimination on day 1 of playoffs.
मेरा फोटो क्या मस्त लग रहा है ना
How are you guys feeling about
तो
this?
फुल डिप्रेस्ड
Well, Yinsu, I'm feeling excited because at
वो फोटो भी फोटो शूट के लिए था कि ऐसा डिप्रेस वाला एक्सप्रेशन दिखाना था और हमारे मॉडल को आ ही नहीं रहा था मैं बोला मैं दिखाता हूँ मैं प्रोफेशनल डिप्रेशन वाला हूँ
they put the prep into. For PRX, it's looking like elimination might be on the line soon.
I don't mind the change back, because obviously this isn't the comp they played last time, but it is the comp they ran versus Heritage.
Come on, PRX, you can do it. I know you guys.
Still has something on the Jet as well, because they had a similar comp to this, but with him on the Reyna. I think this just allows him to do.
मेरे को ये मैप पसंद है because it's very fresh. Oh, you go.
Okay. They had the 3-man push initially. Didn't expect anybody to still be around the angle. And because of that, they lost the first battle.
One man down already, but the rest are rotating into the right spot. The read is good from the side of Gen.G.
देख मोनिया को अभी रेस दी
Here comes PRX
There's the return. They're not expecting already side
to be on that defensive side already. Anchored down and they're winning the fights, leaving Devi all alone. The 1v2, good damage done.
Let's go.
Already, this guy's been sensational.
Got respected from Karen. He's like,
हेलो भैया रीसेंट ट्रांसफर ये वाला चला गया कोई तो टीम खेल रहे थे आई थिंक GU रीजन का किसी का तो सो एवरी टीम हैज देयर ओन कैप्सूल नो सो पिस्टल राउंड में वो गन फेंक दिया बाइंड के गन फेंक दिया लेके बाहर क्या
माय गॉड मेरे शोल्डर्स देखो
क्लैम्स में
बाय बाय कर रहे हैं फैन का
These are moments that you expect them to be able to convert. Not the start they were looking for. And again, we're going to see the same proactive approach from the defense, constantly looking to garner extra control. And PRX, they're going straight into the site.
Oh yeah, look, they're willing to dive. You can tell that as soon as Munyet picks up this agent, and well, he very nearly died to the turret. Not a good start, but Spike should at least be plantable. No nade left online for Gen.G. Nothing to really force these players out of the corner.
Spike planted.
With that C's, it's keeping him in position. It's only deducted about 10 HP or so because he was so low. And the problem now is you have to fight back through all these close range angles where PRX have the numbers to play with on a lot of the fights they're going to take. Decent damage on the headshot, good, follow up, and then it's clean house for Gen.G. 2 players lost, not the end of the world.
Yeah, could have been much worse. Interestingly, yeah, something buys shields into that round. So maybe hoping that they could get a kill and he could steal a gun away, but doesn't.
मैं आता थे मैप भी खत्म
one off the showstopper going into round number 3. So especially on this map, it definitely is a little bit more difficult for challenge for those orbs, but it might mean that we see a bit more of an aid push, an opportunity to find something there. Well, this is where we are going to get the investment. Mitch, you'll be happy.
Come on, PRX, you can do it. I believe in you.
Listen, he's a wise man.
Don't go for the lower brackets. तुम्हारा lower bracket ठीक नहीं है.
You won't expect this off rip if you're Gen.G, and a little bit of danger
No
for Texture.
way.
That
No
crosshair's
way.
lined up on his head, and it's done some damage, some serious damage by the looks of it.
Monier?
77. Texture's tagged. Lucky is dropped. And we can continue on with
Need?
the spams. Heals for most players.
Need?
Divide the only one to stay quite low, not having anyone to bring him back to full fighting health. The reality is, though, they're in a pretty good position. The close range spot by Karen shouldn't be left unchecked. There's still a flash on Divide. You expect that to pop as they move forward. No, in fact, it's just a
nice trade, nice trade. Like it, I like it.
अब देख इसने गाली दिया होगा दवाई को बड़वे heal instant दे.
Oh my god.
Heal रख के क्या कर रहे इसका किल कभी instant heal दे रहा है. Damage सब फट रहा है healer.
The thing is, he could just hold this through to the next round.
Something
I don't
अच्छा मारा.
expect him to. When there's an opportunity.
City जा, something जा, City जा. मैं होता तो अब तो पहुंच गया होता City.
आवाज आ गया.
बोल दिया उसने. City.
अरे इसको आवाज आया वो भाग के.
Something ना. अब trolling होगी, full trolling.
And Mind Freak both playing without shields and with a bit of dent to their health. Forsaken also with no shields and no head anymore.
Forsaken cyber kill रहे.
Very costly. The attacking side.
Munchkin
not
Oh,
stopping
mommy.
anytime soon. He's
He
already
got
picked up
damage
3, and now he's quickening his pace to the site. The time is so desperately low, and he doesn't know where Devi is. The element of surprise.
David!
PRX the kill and the round.
Alex गाली.
Absolutely everything.
अरे गन चली.
Every single goal
चूतिया.
चक्कर.
भाग सकता था. आराम से वेट के. Weapon inspect कर.
ये shot अच्छा था.
पूरा एक गन भी सेव नहीं किया इन्होंने. Like from 4 or 5v1 they got 2 basic.
Alex.
It's like they have won the round, but at what cost?
They won, but at what cost?
Texture चिल्ला बड़ में क्या कर रहे हो रे गाडू उठो रे.
I know.
Work on it, picked it into this series. I'm worried for PRX. It's early times just now, but with showstoppers online for both squads, we knew this was coming. Munyet's
right,
caught on the arch on the way through. It slowed him down.
अरे कूदने का आवाज इसको नहीं आ रहा है
some
क्या?
time for Meteor to escape. And for Munchkin to round the corner, no.
Rosai.
But it's claimed a lot of space.
Yeah. Oh, they don't realize how close Karen is. He had to move because of the tiger.
नहीं, peek नहीं, Monier.
This is risky. Multiple players on the other side. Showstopper, he should be dead. Actually, almost manages to catch one. Even still,
Something picture
it's going from
Alex मरेगा. Alex as
find a miracle through these spams. At least been able to get one, but they don't know if the player's still on the spike. The second tap will definitely help them out, but it's no Odin just going through. Too many bullets to dodge there.
Nice throw.
They break back.
Alex cam. Come on, Alex cam.
Them losing all their players. It's gonna hurt now.
Yes, it absolutely is. Now you see the
कुत्ते के साथ चढ़ रहा था बेचारा ना.
butterfly effect of that. Well played showstopper by Textures. We said there were
Timing हो रहा है, बहुत गंदा timing हो रहा है इनके साथ.
And then the chaos afterwards. Every time you see someone on PRX turn their crosshair to look towards an angle where they've just seen someone swing or they've just lost a teammate.
बहुत गाली डालता होगा यार Alex.
That's the exact timing that Gen.G go for a retake on all sides. Gorgeous stuff. 3-1. Odin being kept through. Lakia going way up in my estimations, let me tell you, buddy. And the spams, well, they're not having too much success.
आराम
They
से
don't need to. In this round,
अभी तक इनका
have
स्कोर होना
basically
था
nothing to play with.
PRX का 2 like अभी 4 राउंड हुए ना. Either the score should be 2-2 और PRX 3 Gen.G 1 ऐसा something.
Oh.
3-1 पे लेके
दरवाजा ही खोल दिया बोला अब मार.
It's covered door to spam because you are open to a couple of angles, but it won't matter. And this is the thing. We've seen this scenario many a time. Find a kill, TP back. Karen is excellent at knowing when to reposition as well, so they can leave those. Oh, this is ambitious.
Where is he going? He's made it just about around that corner, but well, that was risky. If they came through that wall, Tom, I'm not sure that would have went the way he was thinking. It was way good for Munchkin. It's a narrow alleyway to find him. And, that's a lot of damage. No chance for PRX here. Of course, we did mention they have those weaker weapons. They don't have a lot to play with, and they'll get nothing done. A flawless round.
Flawless round.
I hate the harp on the economy,
Not
but
good. Not
to
good.
fly and start with it yet again. It's feeling reminiscent of last map, but it is still very early days. Plenty of time for PRX to find their footing. They don't want to waste time throwing rounds away. They've called a timeout.
That's the funny thing. We might actually get to the point where we can just highlight when Gen.G don't have money.
Yep.
We'll just save time.
Yep. Yep. It's the play.
They've had it the whole time throughout the series. I like the pause though coming out for PRX because this has been rough. And even looking back versus KC, they struggled when it came to this attack inside. A lot of that was a bit of a peculiar composition, but I don't know if this one's looking any different right now. Also, it has a lot of reliance, again, on this double duelist. And there was a moment of truth where I was, okay, something looks like he's here to play. But ever since then, they're just getting boomed. And everyone on the other side for Gen.G has looked utterly fantastic. And this round at least, one off a blade storm, shows off with the only ult that isn't going to be playing a part in this round for either side. And Munchkin already having clearly, this is a time where Alex needs to earn his money, otherwise I think
Alex need to earn his money.
Straight to the lower bracket.
Alex need to earn his money, both bhai.
You know, officials are looking to talking about regional play, especially against a team you've already played on that map. You're testing so many deeper things, and I think for them, bombing out like this in the uppers, it wouldn't speak well for what's to be seen, because Loud Sentinels, they're not going to be any easier.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't want to face off against either of those teams right now. Here we go, though. Again, early paranoia. I think this one is not really going to be played upon. I like the idea, again, using that haunt to get them space, but something, I think he's just going to disrespect the utility. Had enough of these pushes coming through. He is going to get pinged up. They know where he is, and Texture's already there to support.
That's it. They're trying to punish the Odin. They know that it's not easy to fight from this angle, especially when the door gets open, and now he's dead. But that's what it's all about on Gen.G, filling in the spaces and being able to fight afterwards. But with a return from PRX, they've got a real chance. The headshot angle held by Mindfreak, but Meteor's just ducked underneath it, playing the limbo, and he's winning this game with Mindfreak down. It's 45 HP, and a dream turned to a nightmare. PRX losing out on another. They had a good pacey take, managed to put the players on the back foot, and filled in every gap that Gen.G were trying to stuff their way into. They always had someone to take that second fight. PRX had someone to take the third. This time, though, they lose out when it comes to the post plan. You gotta say, they really could have used that round.
Yeah, this is one of those things as well where Meteor's in a 2v2 scenario. The amount of times I feel like I've watched him just get both kills and his teammates still rotating. Like, he's just so confident at this stage in his individual ability, and even just ducking under where he assumed his opponent would be holding. That was, again, another big round for PRX. A lot invested, even having some decent early trades, but
Texture off.
And now, well,
C pe ja rahe already.
Really all we could talk
oh
about.
no no no!
That singular bullet fired by Texture.
यार क्या चल रहा है ये? ट्रोल कर रहे हैं यार अन्ना ये. अन्ना मेरे को genuinely लग रहा है ये लोग ट्रोल कर रहे हैं.
7-5 का हाफ नहीं हो. मुश्किल है.
बहुत मुश्किल है.
5 राउंड लेके आए पेपर.
Okay, okay, Monier.
Karen, though, he has been consistent every
They know backside there, please.
This guy's coming up with multiple. 7-2 right now. Teammate ready to swing luckily because Karen was dropped very quickly. So too is Meteor. Hell, it's winnable for Dhamke, but his knife was pulled out.
यार बेचारे के पास गन नहीं थी यार अन्ना यार. नहीं तो मारता है, दवाई मारता है. नहीं दवाई मारता. Full trust है मेरे को दवाई पे. दवाई नहीं खाया लेकिन वो मारता.
Coming into round number 8.
It's one of those scenarios where again,
अन्ना रील देखा कि नहीं?
Some of these rounds look somewhat
देखा रे.
थोड़ा सा लाइक मैंने बहुत घाई में एडिट किया और अपलोड किया. नहीं करना चाहिए था वो अभी नेक्स्ट टाइम जब ऐसा कुछ बनाऊंगा तो मैं वो थोड़ा क्लिप्स का शॉर्ट टाइम रखूंगा. थोड़ा वो थोड़ा टाइमिंग ज्यादा लग रहा है ना. हुक भी अच्छा था, बस टाइम ज्यादा है.
Reaction shot from Texture already puts down Munye.
Nah.
You see the idea as well?
Anna,
We see the
PRX
aggression. We try and take
gone.
space elsewhere. Denied on A because Gen.G are getting aggressive. Give them
Wow.
PRX a taste
Kya
of their own
escape.
defensive medicine.
Bye-bye.
This is a
Kya
really
escape
good
hai.
start with 4 ultimates to fall back on, 3 of which will help you out if you're in a pinch. For PRX, where do they go? Where do they take
मार
it?
ओडिन वाले
Maybe
को
they
मार
can get a
ऊपर ऊपर
neural theft if they can even drop a body.
अरे यार coordination नहीं है यार अन्ना like no one is holding his other angle. Whoa, nice one, big kill.
I don't know where they're going to take this on the attack, but I think I know what the result will be.
4 second cam लगा right side पे बंदा है cam लगा पता चल गया. Oh ये हुई ना बात.
Let's go lower bracket. More interesting. The reveal as well will tell exactly where their opponents are. Knowing there's only one player here, the turret though, keeping things disruptive. 𝐒𝐄𝐂𝐒 again, full sprinting to help his teammate out. It gets close for a matter of seconds, but Gen.G continue their utter dominance in this match. 7-1 on the defense.
Utter dominance.
I don't know. Yeah, second pause is going to be called for PRX at this point. I feel like they're running out of ideas. I also just did tidbit as well. Last 3 times, Gen.G won, played and won this map. 8
PRX supporters के बहुत
9 rounds on attack.
बुरा दिन चल रहा है.
7-1 up on defense. No, I would say that's very bad. If you're a PRX
That's
fan.
quite poor. Yeah, and the reality is for PRX, you're looking at the last time they played this map against this squad again. You know, I was looking back at that series, which worked perfectly for me today because it's the same maps. But the funniest thing is something. He was on the Reyna and he was popping. He was doing well. Will I say it justified a Reyna pick? Maybe not. But
Something थोड़ा ये tournament में इतना pop up नहीं हुआ है ना.
I don't care what agent he's playing.
Usually मतलब अपने यहाँ पे like ये वाले जो tournaments होते हैं qualifiers उसमें वो he plays good but अभी थोड़ा सा down चल रहा है ऐसा लग रहा है.
Dying on the attack, right? Often that's your job. But here we haven't seen those dive plays as consistently. At least that hasn't been the crux of their attacking side. The problem is, how many rounds have we seen where literally 10 to 15 seconds in, it's 3v5. No control, no benefit for it. One guy goes down, they push somewhere else, that guy goes down, then they sit there with nothing to do.
Think about the spots that Gen.G are also willing to claim. Like, they pushed out 2 players in all the way past Mound. They weren't even holding the deep angles anymore because what's the point?
And
they're
they pushed
try and
A
swing
with
through
2 players in the same round.
Yeah.
Right? So like this is the thing. You even peek your head out and go, oh, are they rubbled? Yep, they are. I'm dead.
Yep, they're everywhere.
Now we have no advantage. We're playing
They're
from
going to
behind.
push B. It looks like they are. Insta smoke. B control being taken by 3 players. Just waiting to see if the push will come through in that direction. It's going to allow them the fast take back of this control. Paranoia immediately put through. It's not awful in the beginning, but they
GG है. ये match ही GG है.
For the side of PRX forsaken. Trying to claim it back though. Finally he comes alive.
Well, this is the round that he needed to wake up in. That spike is theirs, and they can walk it straight to the C site once that door is closed. 16 HP, Mind Freak on 42, but Texture's got an op and an aid. And there's a snake bite left. This could be very, very dangerous indeed. For now, though, Texture's not deploying the nade. Instead, sitting down. Op in hand, 16 HP, turned to 0. Nice shot with the operator as Mind Freak now has a nade below him. He's safe up top. He's got the angle. Could even pick off Munchkin.
Yep.
That could make it
Timing.
but Texture's a little too quick. I love it.
Mind Freak को निकाल. Problem है ना उनपे Jing नाम का fragger है.
And then it's like, no, never mind.
Wide swings it. Like, all right, we're quick scoping now, but that's the level we've hit.
something को ढूंढ के ना.
ऐसे they need to find.
I almost wanted to say coming into this
धीरे-धीरे
map,
दवाई का
it just
Mind Freak
has.
का.
It was 8-2 at least last time.
Because अभी उनका play style पता हो गया है कि they are good support, not the fraggers now.
ये लोग वही लोगों को थोड़ा एजेंट का कॉम्पोजिशन चेंज करके खिला रहे हैं, बट प्लेयर्स को भी इम्पैक्ट डालना पड़ेगा.
It looks like Gen.G have leveled up, and for
maybe
PRX,
slowly if they replace
I don't know if they've
people.
fallen off, because that's looking like the difference between
क्योंकि
these
ये
two
लोग
is
हर बार
not the same we've seen
लोअर
before.
ब्रैकेट
All
या
5
ये
ultimates, by the way.
मास्टर्स
Gen.G don't
चैंपियंस
need
तक आ
them.
जाते हार
That's
जाते
actually
उधर.
the point we're in. They
वही
don't
तो.
need the
It's
ults.
the
They're
use of
just winning the
point
rounds
three.
anyway.
The end and
Be thinking at
not
this
doing
point, oh, let's
anything
just
at
throw
the end.
one out just to see.
There you go.
There it is. Okay. Cycle the economy a little bit. Here comes the big rocket, and it's not landed. It's not found the value it needed to. The lockdown has been destroyed, and Meteor was tagged down quite a bit.
You see.
That's the value, right? That's the value. They got rid of the show.
अरे मोनिया तू उधर शॉटगन
So they
पकड़
can
के
at least
बैठा है.
keep some space. He's screwed. There's no way he survives that.
It's a little messy. It's giving PRX a chance, Tom. They haven't won this fight, but they don't need to if they win these fights again and again, and they have. 𝐒𝐿𝐄𝐂𝐒 dropped, leaves Munchkin 1v3. If he wins this, I'm putting the headset down. They've got decent amount of HP, and they've lost Mind Freak. Okay, but it's all right. They've still got 2 players, no utility to play with. Just take these fights, not one at a time. That's the only thing I beg of you. Not one at a time.
Down
up against Munchkin right now. He's 11-4. He's been winning round
anything after this.
Reposition by Forsaken. The swing is good. And the double peak wins the day. 8-2.
8-2. 8-4 हो गया तो again they might have a chance. Might.
They lose the rounds they used the whole.
Very less.
That's the weird thing about it. And again, a lot of this just came down to
imagine
brilliant individual
तीसरा
players.
beat होता.
Finally putting a couple of kills on the board. The fact is they did peak Munchkin individually. First player peaks, dies. Second gets dinked, and it's only finally they reposition. I think we would have needed a new desk completely for Alex if they managed to lose that round, but it's scary that it even got close.
Get rid of the desk, man. Punching bag with an LED screen in it.
Whose face is on it?
It depends on the game. Make it interchangeable. Well, Forsaken's picked off Karen. That's a fantastic kill. Look how open the A side is, and they've made that realization. There's no further challenge. There's no utility. There's no reaction from Gen.G. So Forsaken rolls open, and he gets caught by 𝐒𝐿𝐄𝐂𝐒. That timing was near perfect. You have to, well, I mean, you call it a mistake. At the end of the day, he was open to like 6 angles, so he has to just be clearing those.
Let us see how the
being paranoid about them. The site though is lost, and PRX will find it nonetheless.
अगर ये fade
not wanting to allow them to set up something.
Viper का नहीं, but Raze एक को मार सकते अगर spot हुआ.
Going to manage to land the shot. Now I think the flash.
Viper flank है.
But texture off कर रहे हैं.
He's going to actually reposition through B instead.
He'll switch the gun with 𝐒𝐿𝐄𝐂𝐒.
Position's open.
Nice,
I think it's because Byte's having to check too many angles. The Seekers at least will give it away. Showstopper has been thrown in. He might get caught by all of the Seekers, but his teammates got his back, and that means he'll be able to kill off Mind Freak. The remaining players a bit of an obscure position. Munyet has not been cleared yet, and because of that, he's going to be able to deny the defusal. The spam doing so much
David!
And now it's all onto the bar with an operator. First shot missed, but he just needs to kill the guy defusing, and he's done it.
भाग रहे
No time left. Finally, PRX.
Oh my god!
Seen from them, but everybody will go down with the ship.
इतना close.
Same thing as what we saw before, Tom. Right? They're getting this little resurgence towards the end of the half. This time,
Corsair कैसे खेलता है देखो उसका हाथ.
Pistol to help them out. They weren't both on the previous map, putting them up 4 rounds, and they ended on 8. But here, they're doing it on the rifle rounds.
ये decision making अच्छा था कि texture को मारे.
But ऑफ सेव कर सकते थे उधर भाग के. वो स्पाइक को मर जाता था. Unnecessarily fighting उसको मारने के लिए आप भी गए.
बच्चे हैं ना shit. एंड में बच्चे हैं ना. 4 बच्चे हैं. 5 बच्चे को लेके खेल रहे बेचारा Alex.
Scary when it's a Red Bull clutch that gets you your 3rd round, but as long as they're getting the rounds, I don't think they're going to mind too much. This battle is now changed. It was previously
shoulder देख के मारा रे उसको.
Has been fierce.
Texture देखो ना कैसे बैठा है. मार्क किया है perfect.
एक और मरेगा.
Double peek.
Is there a flash? Is there anything? No.
What? क्या peek है?
आप पर को ऐसे peek दे रहे हैं.
Flash. अच्छा flash side के लिए लग रहा है. रख रहा है.
93 कर. Let's go.
And it looks like another bite of this apple.
Haga texture. ये easy shot था इसको मारना. Shot ही निकाल.
He's dancing around, but he's being caught. There was no escape this time, and with 𝐒𝐿𝐄𝐂𝐒 falling, a real chance of
5v3 से 3v2 हो गया.
Finally woken up. They found
Gen.G around Haga.
Let's see. Meteor's on his way in. Up close with a teammate further away. Munchkin's making a lot of noise. They're trying to find an angle to deal with him, and instead running into Meteor. Well played. Now they can group up and try to force this 2v2 with Viper's Pit. That was a little scary. Thought Munchkin was about to be spammed, but now they've got a lot of space as they close in the distance. No snake bites to play with, though. That could help out, keep them way out of this pit, and with Munchkin falling, it's done. PRX 8-4 at the halftime. they found some legs to stand on, some foundations laid. The second half will be tough if they lose the pistol.
Yeah, it's almost identical to what we saw in the last
shoulder देख के मारा बोला ना मैंने.
Streak of rounds. That's just
Wow.
disgusting. I was thinking from Forsaken's point of view, I was like,
Either texture could have gotten 3. वो jet को भी मार सकता था. Something being जब 3 पे आया ना 3 के अंदर texture ने उधर shot miss किया नहीं तो 3 के ऊपर texture के.
To at least get something.
Well, Tom, it's time
8-4 again, Anna. Split जैसी 8-4.
Who had some words to say earlier.
It's like a stressful game. I felt like, for me personally, I feel like we are playing against ourselves because the way they play is kind of.
Alex को बोलना सबको beef fried rice खिलाओ भी इनको कुछ तो beef curry favorite होता है बोलना पड़ेगा सबको खिलाऊंगा भाई जीता रहूँ.
Way behind them. Yeah, I think we were taking too easy. I think. I mean, they did exactly what we were watching them like, in the VODs. Like they played the same.
कोई नहीं बचा है ना सर like Shazam हो गया वो पहला Sentinel वाला टीम वैसे कोई नहीं बचा है ना अभी.
And yeah, I mean.
Like first Sentinel team Shazam ये.
Every team has youngsters and that's a good case. KC is बहुत अच्छा team.
हाँ बहुत अच्छा team था.
They'll improve and combine next year maybe. Like अभी इनका ये चालू होगा ना अगले मास्टर्स.
ये भी एस अच्छा था.
I mean, the good thing is probably we might be able to get some revenge. You know, I mean, we lost to them in the Pacific kickoff, and yeah, I mean, I think texture is giving us a lot of problem, like killing us.
अगले मास्टर्स में I expect energy will do a good comeback. KC will do a good comeback.
सॉम को खिलाना चाहिए लोग but
I expected energy to do. Loud का place में energy Sentinel से loud का place में expected energy to be.
हाँ energy was good.
Energy को क्या हुआ इतना solid team था उनका.
Demon 1, Ethan, Pom अभी नहीं.
Cooking 15-9, exiting that first half with the next closest player being something. Pretty good player, pretty well respected. He's got 6 kills.
Som is a good player actually, I feel.
Som is a good player, but backstory तेरे को पता होना पड़ेगा. Som plays controller, he does good, but जब हमारा कौन FNS महाशय के साथ ही वो भी ड्रॉप हो गया ना टीम से.
Gen.G looking like a competitor for the crown, and thus far we haven't seen the PRX that we know and love.
The last was Ardis, FNS, Som, और कौन दो थे वो टीम में?
Crashes and ये.
Crashes अभी भी है. Ardis को अभी जाके नावी में फेंक दिया. FNS बेंच हो गया. Som is a good guy. Like वो इतना स्ट्रीम करते हैं, entertainer है. कॉम्प में कैसे खेलते पता नहीं, but
Forsaken with a good
टीम में बक्सोदी करके खेलते 10-10 घंटा. क्या मारता भी है प्यारा.
A little bit more. He's done some damage, and there's the follow-up. A shot right to Texture's temple. That's going to put us in a 4v2 with PRX. Definitely favored to take this pistol now. Forsaken fallen. A little bit more of a chance. Something, though, delivers. Okay, he's up top and not spotted. Easy peasy. That's a 3K for something. Looks like even he's still picking up.
And that's exactly what they need. Just him having confidence. Because you look at some of the fights he's taken, and there's definitely risks about it, but that's always been his play style. Even on a Gecko, he's basically an op main, so then get the finances built up early, get the orbs rolling on the duelist, which is exactly what's happened thus far.
जितने भी streamers को follow करता हूँ, I feel अभी मेरा Twitch पे Som is one guy. I feel he needs a solid team to perform.
Yeah.
Curry is one player I want to see next Masters में. Curry को अभी 6-man किया ना Sentinels ने. If there comes a chance, I want to see Curry को अगर किसी का इसमें एक मैच भी खिलाए तो I want to see how Curry does with the Sentinels roster.
Very little to play with for Gen.G, and even if they
और
drop
उसके बाद
something,
सबरोजा का तो कुछ सीन ही नहीं है. पिको तो रिटायर हो गया.
सबरोजा
को like जब वैल्यू आया था तभी they were like very strong.
Level of reinvestment from the side of PRX, but on the defense, they can keep distance, and with the buy that Gen.G have, they're definitely not favored on ranged fights.
Defiant will be solo, but you can see the rotation already coming out from Munya. Jump peek will give him the info to go back in with that.
Aspas also needs a scream कहाँ गायब हो गया अभी पता भी नहीं मुझे.
कौन?
have any opportunity to
Stream
win.
भाई. ये आसपास कौन सा टीम है?
Hands off the kills they've garnered and
आसपास
levitate.
लेविटेटम कुछ तो है ना वो टीम में.
LV.
Managed to bring things
लेविटेटम कुछ तो है ना. Sorry if I got the team name wrong, but वही टीम है.
The fact is, it has been the buy rounds where Gen.G truly have.
ये हमारा Nats महाशय तो लिक्विड में ये कर रहा है. उसको भी देखना मुझे खेलते हुए अच्छा.
This is a round that often you're going to look at as an eco, but 3 orbs away from a blade storm means he can force up here, buy an operator, and potentially have a blade storm, even if they lose the round with how consistent he normally is with that all.
PRX 0-2 नहीं PRX जीतेगा 2-1 जीतेगा.
One kill and a death. We'll see.
Like Sentinels का वो शेज़ाम वाला रोस्टर बहुत अच्छा था.
यार.
But वो रोस्टर में वो हमारा ये इसका नाम क्या था भूल गया. नहीं लड़की के गर्लफ्रेंड के साथ बकचोदी हो के उसके वजह से पहला रोस्टर का
सिनाट्रा
हमारा सेंस सिनाकाट्रा पहले बकचोदी किया उसके वजह से रोस्टर में तोड़ा हुआ. उसके बाद कोई तो जेल गया ना वो टीम में. वो वहां से कौन था?
सिक.
सिक.
If I tell you कि what? Anna, he's placed just like me.
With the responsibility to take the space to close the distance. Now they'll be a little bit slower on these corners, which is just perfect for something he has to be watching.
ऐसे मरता हूँ मैं.
He's good. You are Jord.
अरे I mean शर्म आ रही है ना मत कर.
He's been so good. 19
kills.
मार.
David, मार.
Oh, he will get the opportunity, but he's being dropped.
Off play. Side top, backside. ऐसे तो चिल्लाते ना. Op, backside.
मैं इधर ही चिल्ला रहा हूँ. 2 बंदे मार के फिस्ट बम दे रहे भाई खुशी में. ऑफ तो ले रहे.
नहीं ये ऑब्जर्वर का ये था ग्लिच था जो क्रेजी शॉट लगा मेरी तरफ. Imagine Anna, I start doing aim labs, I get my new keyboard for me, get a proper you know if I start to get like good FPS without stream. फिर इमॉर्टल के रेडिएंट भी जाएंगे कोई दिक्कत नहीं.
I saving 100 or 500 rupees per month. Then you get your proper PC. I think नहीं try saving 500 rupees per month. एक ये क्या बोलते बचपन में we used to piggy bank बोलते ना रे. We used to drop money. ऐसा एक piggy bank कुछ तो रख उसके ऊपर देख my PC something ऐसा टारगेट. हर एक महीना एक 500 drop in. Don't break it. After 1 year or something open करके देखो. Obviously it would be 6,000 only. ऐसे धीरे इकट्ठा करके कुछ तो कर वो पैसे कुछ तो आएगा तेरे लिए.
मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि CPU अपग्रेड कर लो.
आराम से with the money savings you can get a decent headphones, decent mouse, decent keyboard and all mechanical वाले. Because day by day कुछ तो कंपनी आ रहे they are producing peripherals not standard but
this could be a big win if it comes through. Nice work from Meteor. 1 bullet left. And nothing being spotted towards the spawn. This means they know where they are.
Oh my god! Disgusting. मैं पीछे हूँ क्या? मैं पीछे हूँ? तुम्हारा रिएक्शन पहले कैसे है? ऐसा कैसा पहला रिएक्शन है तुम्हारा? इस सारा भी स्ट्रीम कर रही है.
And chat, you know what that is?
Oh, my friend is streaming. Nice.
Very ambitious to go.
PKC. By short है. मान गया. Shorts थे. Alex. नहीं तोड़ना नहीं अपना नहीं भाड़े गए please तोड़ने का नहीं भाड़े गए please तोड़ना नहीं. Sim, अरे she's my friend. I know. Personally.
And then he gets the kill and I'm like, well, fine then. I guess that was the right play.
Imagine your manager has the confidence that you have a girlfriend but you don't have
opponents off guard with Gen.G 9-7 and claiming that round. Have weaknesses. An operator in the hand of something.
झूठा. अरे very serious bro.
It's not really an opping angle.
मेरे genuinely मेरे manager को लगता है कि
that's good. But he hasn't got the dash anymore. It's faded out. But Munchkin. Oh. The shot's missed, and Munchkin's been given a second chance at life, while the showstopper is again just... Oh, I thought just used for space, but if he fires it up close, no! He doesn't pull the trigger, and now he realizes his
Oh my god. How crazy. What?
RNG. They went aggressive. Made this one problematic.
Attacker ult hai na.
Spike already planted at least. So they're going to have to respect it and just fall back. Munchkin's still holding. And they have a pretty nasty...
Come on, Pursikan. Come on, Pursikan.
Munchkin is just looking at that clock. That's all he really aiming for. Sitting back, waiting for the push. He manages to land the first.
What?
Onto the second.
Up, le.
Up on my body.
So far.
Door. Middle door.
And they close the gap.
Killing. Got it. Got it.
That's the response and resurgence.
अरे आप ढूंढ रहे आप कहाँ फेंक दी?
This series
would have killed something if he just shot the bullet. That's got to be so infuriating.
Yeah, I can understand he doesn't want to give away his position, but you know, you make a decision there. Do you gamble it? Do you not? And well, he chose wrong. Chips on the wrong color.
ये भी Alex हो गया क्या? हर कोई Alex क्यों हो रहा है?
Bench मारने हैं भाई.
Looks like they've
बेचारा bench है.
dug into those reins. The economy is low.
एक
We've seen
second.
Gen.G win low by rounds. There's a Viper's pit online with 1 kill from Munchkin, 1 orb, 1 plant.
Oh, he knows.
Is something has got basically an
अरे ये क्या? ये तो तेरा ही dash है.
Works out for him, no punish. And the rebound.
Shot Rish. Shot.
Oh my god!
Confirm तेरा dash है.
Blink and you miss it.
भाई बारिश हो रही है? हाँ? ओह अच्छा. Finisher. मैं बोला मैच में अचानक से बारिश कैसे ऐड हो गई?
What was basically, we were at a scoreline where this looked over.
ये तो तेरा dash ही है.
And then they went 3 rounds in a row. And that's the thing. You don't really think at the time, because an 8-4 half is still great, but it seemed like Gen.G just let the foot off the gas. A few big plays coming out. Now we're starting to see close
हैदराबाद में
rise
जब
up. You're
PRX का
mentioning
event
the
हुआ था ना रे,
distance
PRX versus
between
Heritage,
Dubai and
PRX
everybody
won.
else. Wow.
I went and saw the best of finals. क्या खेलते रहे मैं का feeling. Like audience कम थे but जबरदस्त team थे पूरे team थे.
Karen was trained
Expect
in
with
on
such
that
huge
texture
crowd
finding a
watching
field day.
obviously.
2 HP left on Divide. They'll find it hard to get any impact from this point. A straight bullet.
David. Nice one, David. David जिंदा है David.
No more flashes and they don't reach in anymore.
बाकी लोग क्या है?
अरे.
Shut down. 2 versus 3. Viper's pick could change the game.
They're trying to get in as quickly as humanly possible, but Meteor's there to defend. Leaves it onto something. As said, he's had a real resurgence. And he just fall back to enable the reload.
Reload.
He's just looking to reposition completely.
No.
I think they know exactly where he is, but somehow he still wins the battle.
3 bullets in the dream.
The pit's been dropped. He's already going to spot one, but
2
he's
bullets in the
down
dream.
to the
I'm better rocket.
Oh my.
Gen.G capsule.
Insanely close.
Oh my god. Oh my god. यार देखो entertainment तो full है.
There's no stability to be found for either of these teams. 2 rounds for PRX, an immediate answer back by Gen.G, but the fact
दोनों की गोलियां खत्म एक ही टाइम पे.
Viper is dropped outside the pit.
Better classic by the Gen.G.
Clean as can be.
By the Gen.G bundle.
Right click to close it. Gen.G, they've got a lot set up in front of them, Tom. There is a showstopper for Munyet. Other than that, everybody is just on the rifles. Credits are low. Gen.G could be on the home stretch very, very soon, and Forsaken in that corner. He's good for 1 and damage on texture. Those could be very pivotal facts for us as PRX look to move back through. So many players corner, it's the rocket to find him.
Nice.
That's the thing though, that trade's alright. That was the low HP player.
Whoa.
I don't think they're gonna
Too ambitious.
Versus 3. Something about to try and go through.
One drop कर दी.
एक को मारेगा. नहीं. Shorty से
further behind. No flash available for device, so it's just going to have to be the raw push. Already managing to retrieve a rifle, but
crouch कर दिया. Crouch किया ना crouch किया. अन्ना
हो गया.
हो गया.
They don't have
The map
anything in
is
their
done.
pockets other than the
12-9 होगा अभी.
This could be the
अगर ये लोग कुछ ये राउंड में कुछ करेंगे मिराकिल.
Feels that way, Tom. 2-round gap.
Yes,
Gen.G this series have just been miles ahead when it came to these rifle rounds. And again, it seems strange that 13-8, to talk about it as a dominant game. Yes, it is a strong score line, but not damning for the other side. But when you look at both pistols, that's a 4-0 start based off of coin flips. And PRX managed to just about come ahead. When it came to rifle rounds, they weren't able to succeed. Now, early push, it's not quite a rifle. Instead, it's a set of blades, and those don't even get fired off. They lay by
ऐसा कौन dash मारता है?
C का aggression fail हो गया, C ले लेंगे लोग.
Done. तीन kill में ये मिल गए.
C रे ये क्या है? C.
And with 12 looking like it's on
C
the
side
board
मिल
top.
गया.
These players.
It was a good strat to rush C, but
the crushing weight of this series, the lower bracket is beckoning them.
Flash भी अच्छा मिला, but ये लोग बहुत पीछे खेल रहे थे expect करके.
There's no easier fight for them than a team that they know. The devil they don't.
वो जगह बहुत common हो गई है अभी जहाँ पे tense बैठता था पहले.
Gen.G have got their number. This round at least was a weaker investment, but they had to use one of the ults and it got absolutely nothing. And the second we've got into these post plants, that's where Gen.G have looked their most fearsome.
The G is the G.
A team from last
the
year
Gen.G is the G.
Started strong, had a massive fall from grace, made a huge overhaul of this roster with risks taken. Players brought back who had been at a Masters right at the beginning of Valorant. A player
आराम से KJ का ult use करेंगे post plant या site लेने के लिए I think Fade का ult use करेंगे. Something they have good util to enter the site and defend the site retake के time पे.
Like retake के time पे Fade का ult करेंगे और raise का ult करेंगे हो गया.
Whatever ult they good ults they good combination to take the site and defend also.
They're playing
looking to try and do what no
They are not
Pacific team has ever done before. Take themselves to an international victory.
Ping कर रहे हैं कि smoke cheese.
PRX are not dead, not down until you stamp them out.
Oh, B pivot. B pivot. दरवाजा खोल के B pivot.
Rounds in OT in a third map. A lot of win conditions. Gen.G 3 ultimates to fight their way through. PRX don't have reactive ones. None of
यहाँ पे क्या करना चाहिए पता है? मॉनिटर को ना मॉनिटर है ना नहीं माइनफील्ड को क्लोज आके
ऑलरेडी
ब्रेकेबल डोर के क्लोज आके
सी पे ट्रिप लगा दिया बी पे साइड होल्ड कर रहे ए पे भी हेवी कंट्रोल कर रहे साइड को
क्यों
the open problem is Texture was covering it and now the push on mid is spotted as well. 3 players left for PRX and it looks like they've still got a fight in the Nightfall. Won't evade it. He's being caught, but step is bought a little bit of an advantage for Mindfreak because he's still alive.
नहीं
but with something down and Divide
बिना कुत्ते के क्लियर क्यों कूदा
wants to move
क्यों कूदा
for this Divide needs to buy some time. He still has a flash to play with. There it goes. It's popped and it's cleared out this corridor. Divide's even won the fight. The smoke is down. A chance if Mindfreak can make it to Divide. If they can take this fight together, but they don't know where the last players are.
Back भी गलत जगह में.
Back for a second. The time now very low. And with 2 players still to root out, it might be too low. Divide just dodges that siege, but Mindfreak down. The time now not to be played with. Okay, no, Texture went out swinging. There's no chance. There's no chance whatsoever. He had to stick it underneath his nose.
Nice throw.
13-9.
कुछ जल्दी नहीं खत्म हो गया?
बहुत जल्दी खत्म हो गया.
अब इस तो 7 अभी तो 10 बजे.
उठा के खेला भाई.
यार ये टेक्सचर कितना स्ट्रॉन्ग लग रहा है. जी में था कुछ नहीं लग रहा था.
This is not the PRX I expected to see.
At least for today, yeah. 0-2, yeah. Tomato.
A team has said that last year didn't really do too
Monya
much.
Didn't
really give us much to be excited about. And then bringing together a mix of players that
So G में कोई अच्छा नहीं खेलता. I mean, ऐसा नहीं है वो. They are not comfortable.
I'll tell you one thing. See. When you put a certain player in a certain agent team or see it depends on the team composition. अभी तू झूले रहा है, झूले इसलिए कि भी झूलता है. इस वास्ते तेरे को मैं सेंटिनल लिया दिया तो भी झूलते व्हाट इज द लॉजिक I need to give an agent something like the player need to know what he is good at. At the same time, the team need to know what is the composition, the players that they have that they can create. Based on that, the coach need to prepare the team, make the strategy, and see how it's getting executed. The analyst make to notes करना पड़ेगा, analysis करना पड़ेगा, and how to correct if something went wrong. Yes, sir. That's why every person need to learn some sort of set of agents and all.
मेरा ओवन देख के तो कोई नहीं बोलेगा कि तू ओवन खेल तो बोलेगा तू खेल ही मत साले
तू तेरे को कुछ नहीं आता तू तो जुलेगी है
ऐसे नहीं अन्ना मैं खेलता हूँ मेरे को एक वैंडल गिफ्ट कर दे प्लीज अन्ना एक मेरे को वैंडल गिफ्ट कर दो प्लीज
तू फिर से इमोर्टल जा रहे तू
क्या बात कर रहे हो
तू खुद जा किसी को आईडी मत दे
ना मैं खुद जाऊंगा फिर पर्सनली जाऊंगा
तेरा हाईएस्ट रैंक क्या इमोर्टल 3 है ना
नहीं 1
ठीक लॉर्ड देन गो इमोर्टल 2 cross your peak rank and we'll give you a vandal I will do पक्का I won't skip my promise
हाँ like last time I remember तुमने बोला था कि बंडल गिफ्ट में दूंगा रिवर 2 तो मिल गया तो
leave all past nonsense you go immortal 2 I'll give you one vandal skin easy vandal skin in the sense I'll send you the code ये हमारा कोड होता है ना you can redeem that code like
तो फिर बाद में हाँ
so either you can use it for yourself you can give it to someone whatever you can do I'll give you the code
टोमेटो बोलते हैं मैं गया हूँ 3 मेरे को दो वो 3 गया है तो बोलते मेरे को दो VLT के अन्ना है VLT CK Sentinel के cousin and the co-owner of Velocity Gaming right
then टोमेटो को बोलना है go radiant
हाँ तेरा हायर क्रॉस करना
पड़ेगा go radiant go top 50
वो hold up that's very ambitious यार मेरे को सेटअप थोड़ा सा चेंज करना पड़ेगा फिर बैठने का तरीका कैजुअल है अभी फिलहाल मॉनिटर रखने का तरीका बड़ा कैजुअल है कीबोर्ड कैजुअल है
हाथ में जेंजी का ट्रॉफी है क्या है पकड़ के घूम रहे व्हाट इज दिस जेंजी
अरे यू नो द क्या रे वो ब्लिंक्स क्या बोल रहे हो ब्लिंक्स नहीं पता होगा तुमको क्या वो कोरियन बैंड उसका नाम भूल गया मैं मेरा फेवरेट जेनी वाला ब्लैकपिंक उनका नहीं कि वो हैमर आता है so they created something for them also ऐसा no Aaron I am on a job no time for that exactly जॉब छोड़ मेरे पास तो मेरे स्किल्स ही नहीं बचे उस दिन ओमेन पे मैंने देख लिया मेरा टिगर डिसिप्लिन की क्या वहां पे मेरा माउस मैं यहाँ पे ऐसे रखता हूँ ठीक है मैं ऐसा माउस कॉफी के कप में माउस
खाली कॉफी खेल रहा है रे मैं लास्ट Valorant जब के I think it's been more than 5 days I played. The last I played was with you. उस दिन जब तेरा power cut हुआ ना that was the rank match I played.
उसके बाद हम लोग ने तो वो स्पैम किया
तो पावर तू आया तो स्पैम करके 4-5 TDM खेले थे that was the last उसके बाद अभी तक गेम टच भी नहीं किया मैंने Aries, you know Aries?
कौन सा Aries?
तेरा इसमें है नंबर्स में
Aries? हाँ I guess I remember it.
ये जमाने में खेला ये मेरे अकाउंट में भी है बंदा आजकल सब लोग फर्स्ट टैग ही खेल रहे
हमको देखो फर्स्ट टैग वो खेलता है जिसको अपने स्किल्स पे भरोसा नहीं होता है मेरे को मेरे स्किल्स पे इतना भरोसा है तुम अगर अभी
इसीलिए सोलो क्यों खेलता है हकता है
हाँ अन्ना बट मैं ऐसा है मैं ऑफ स्ट्रीम सोलो क्यों बहुत अच्छा खेलता हूँ ऑन स्ट्रीम पे ना मेरे एफपीएस सच में ड्रॉप होते हैं बहुत ज्यादा ड्रॉप मिलता है मेरे को एफपीएस ड्रॉप और अगर तुम मेरा अभी करियर में जाके देखो ना डायरेक्ट मैच एमवीपी
अरे टेक ये एक्ट खत्म होने में यू हैव 40 days आई थिंक 40 और 35 days समथिंग।
हाँ
1 महीने का टाइम है, जा इमोर्टल टू जाके बात कर, बाद में देख लेंगे।
एक काम करता हूँ मैं, वैसे भी नेक्स्ट टू नेक्स्ट वीक छुट्टी ले रहा हूँ ऑफिस से 1 हफ्ते का।
I don't need on stream also, total off stream kit. Just I need the guarantee that you play. Obviously I don't know, but खुद का
देखो
तेरे अंदर होता है ना,
एजेंट देखो मैं तुमको बताता हूँ, कभी कभी साइफर और ओमेन मैं खेल लूंगा टीम, अगर मेरे को जेट और रहना नहीं मिली थी मोस्टली तो मैं डॉज करता हूँ,
वो पता है, मैंने देखा ना।
बट मैं बहुत घटिया फिर मैं बहुत टॉप रैंक, अगर मैं टॉप रैंक कर रहा हूँ तो ओमेन मैं नहीं खेला, मैं पहले ही बोल देता हूँ। बट देयर आर सम केस,
see you are not seen it, you are not tense that you take omen and you opt. You are not seen, you are not aspas, or you are not our nats also that you take cipher and do all jewelry things. Chill you do. ये जो इंटरव्यू कर रही है कौन?
the pink hair one ना, very cute ना, I mean yeah. मेरे में यार नहीं, मैं मुंह धो के आया हूँ, मेरी ऐड आने वाली है मेरे स्ट्रीम पे, तो सॉरी फॉर दैट, पहले से ही मेरे को इधर दिख रहा है स्किप ऐड करके, आई डोंट नो व्हाई, बट ठीक है मैं आया मुंह धो। वैंडल कब दे रहा है जल्दी बता, टाइम लगेगा।
अब क्यों मुंह धोने के लिए कह रहे?
फ्रेश होने के लिए नहीं, थोड़ा तो डाउन लगता है मेरे को, अगर मैं आई हैव बीच में ऑयली हो जाता है फेस बहुत।
तो कौन के तेरा ऑयल निकल रहा?
ऑयल वापस से अपना वही डिप्रेस वाला चेहरा लगाऊंगा, बिकॉज वी लॉस्ट, है कि नहीं?
तू तो सेंटिनल का सपोर्टर है ना?
हाँ बट देखो, जब सेंटिनल नहीं था तो PRX ने मेरे को संभाला था, लाइक PRX ने बोला था कि देख भाई मुझे पता है सेंटिनल नहीं है।
मेरा अकाउंट में लिटरली आई सॉ हाउ मेनी पीपल, 6 पीपल हु बॉट सेंटिनल्स का कैप्सूल और मोर देन दैट। जितना मैं जब लाइव गया था ऐसा 6 पीपल हु बॉट सेंटिनल्स का, आई गॉट शायद इतना सपोर्ट है क्या सेंटिनल्स को?
वो रेड कलर थोड़ा ज्यादा अट्रैक्टिव लग रहा था, नॉट गोना लाई।
अरे पहले इतना खाली दिया था रे जब कैप्सूल से आया था, बाद में धीरे धीरे ज़ेल्सियस ने जैसा प्रमोट किया, that people got interested the way Celsius was promoting and the way Sentinels were winning also, everything came to, मैं भी वही सोच रहा हूँ 23rd को नए एजेंट आएगा, जो भी टीम जीतेगा मैड्रिड उसका कैप्सूल खरीदने का भी सोच, नॉट दैट इंटरेस्टेड बट 50-50 सोच।
सेम, अगर सेंटिनल जीतता है ना, ऑन स्ट्रीम बोल रहा हूँ, मैं ले लूंगा सेंटिनल्स का बंडल, बिकॉज सेंटिनल्स इज बीन माय फर्स्ट एवर टीम, मतलब टेंस के आने से पहले से, हाँ, बिकॉज डैपर था उसमें अपना।
इतने अच्छे टीम से टेल यू सी, सेंटिनल्स उस टाइम का टीम बहुत अच्छा था बिकॉज ऑफ सिनाट्रा, सीक, XYZ, like let's not talk about what happened, XYZ reasons, that was a good team that got GG. उसके बाद था ऑप्टिक का टीम, that was a good team when ये was there, ये FNS and all, तो ऑप्टिक का टीम बहुत अच्छा था, they were doing very good, वो GG हो गया। देन ये हमारा रशिया से इनका टीम गिल्ड या GM9 कुछ तो था ना, when Chronicle, Nats and all used to play together, ये रशियन से इनका उस टाइम पे रशिया ने कुछ तो बकचोदी किया ना, they attacked on this country, no, that's when all the esports thing they took a stand, that we won't allow Russian teams to participate because we believe in the integrity and all. That's when that team got broke. It was a very good team and they were catching up also.
जी से नाम था ना उसका?
जी से ही स्टार्ट है, कुछ तो टीम नाम था, भूल गया.
नैट्स भी उधर से था.
हाँ, नैट्स भी उधर से था, क्रॉनिकल भी उधर से ही था.
सब टॉप प्लेयर्स, सब टॉप प्लेयर्स.
उनका एक ड्यूलिस्ट था who is playing with लिक्विड नाउ. लिक्विड का ड्यूलिस्ट है, वो भी उसी टीम का था. So it was a very good team that got broke. Then recently हमारा लाउड से एस्पेस को निकाल दिया. Still लाउड is doing good. इतना ऊपर नीचे नहीं हुआ उनका. 3-4 teams, roughly 5 to 6 teams थे जो solid teams थे. जीजी हो गए. उसमें सबसे बड़ा like leaving apart the teams, players में I feel very bad for ये. कहाँ था, कहाँ गिर गया अभी.
हाँ ना, मोस्ट ऑफ द टीम्स ऐसे ही लग रहे कि इतने टॉप पे थे और अभी इतने नीचे गिर गए. तो ठीक है, इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ द गेम. क्या कुछ
लेरिया हो गया भाई ये तो. नेक्स्ट मास्टर्स में फनेटिक को भी देख ले. फनेटिक विल आल्सो कम बैक स्ट्रांग. क्या टीम है भाई, लाइक इन फाइनल.
फनेटिक का तो मैंने कल वो रील डाला था.
when you are playing against Loud, that too on the last finisher map with a score of 10-2 था ना उनका. From 10-2 you did a comeback, you went to OT and won in grand finals. That too in the home pitch of Loud. जैसा ऑस्ट्रेलिया का when इंडिया वर्सेस ऑस्ट्रेलिया का फाइनल्स चल रहा था ना, कमिंस ने एक ही बोला था, ऑस्ट्रेलिया कैप्टन. It feels nice when you make an entire crowd silent.
वो कुछ ज्यादा ही टॉक्सिक था. वो चीज बहुत ज्यादा टॉक्सिक थी. Not gonna lie.
Key to asset the toxicity. बंदे में confidence दे. That you are saying.
ऐसे ये लोग ने
India that in the World Cup finals and make the entire crowd silent. करके दिखे उसने.
TH का भी वैसे हुआ ना. TH बहुत ज्यादा बकबक कर रहे थे और जो उठ के
doing healthy thing is fine. अभी Valo में it's healthy and TH also did healthy thing only. इतना चूतिया जैसा नहीं किया. तेरे को देखना है तो PaperX का YT पे you have this clip where PaperX versus Sentinels खेल रहे थे. I think कोई तो इवेंट था, उसमें they lost 2-1. So DRX का टीम बाहर वेट कर रहा था. The next match was between DRX and Sentinels. So when PaperX team was leaving, सारे DRX players बोलते हैं nice throw. उसके बाद DRX 2-0 हार जाते हैं Sentinels से. Then ये लोग जब बाहर आ रहे थे, सारे Sentinels का टीम बाहर खड़े होते, सबसे ज्यादा दवाई चिल्लाते nice throw.
दवाई वो like these people are actually very क्या बोलते हैं friendly.
Friendly people they bully each other like this one. So हमारे पैक बाहर का भी तोड़ा है रे. Few people take it too thing, but scrims करते ना रे regular. Like obviously PaperX just scrims with Gen.G. इनके साथ ही करते. So obviously they have a good
relation.
See NA में almost all the pro players play together stream पे. They scrim together. Heat of the moment, it's part and piece of the game.
Yep.
अरे इतना है तो रिसेंटली काउंटर स्ट्राइक में वो बंदा कौन है, वो यंग बंदा जो रिसेंट CSGO मेजर खेला था, उसका ट्रैश टॉक देख जाके लैन पे. नाम कुछ तो था, भूल गया.
Regional rematch already, and let's get into the second. It is America Sentinels versus Loud, and I
finally a good match.
Very excited about.
Yeah, this one's going to be fantastic. It went all 5 maps in the finals in America. Sentinels pulled it off there against Loud, but
Counter Strike में there is a player called as.
It should be a great match again.
G2 में तो मैं बस मीमी को देखता हूँ.
Valo में नहीं बे, CSGO में बोल रहा हूँ. G2 में एक बंदा है who is 18 years. उसका एक present approx price pool winnings are $4,22,000 USD. $4,22,000.
Sentinels have played an obscene amount of games coming into this tournament. They continue to do so here in Madrid.
Yeah, a lot of tape obviously to go through. An opportunity there for Loud. They've already shown that they're willing to switch away from some of these Phoenix competitions positions and pull out a curveball and change something up. So there is actually a real opportunity with the break coming into the playoffs. Loud, I don't want to say in terms of prep, but have the upper hand in that regard.
They played less maps than some of these teams, but remember they were playing back-to-back. It was something like 12 hours of prep between playing Heretics to then play 𝐒𝐂𝐒 and beat them. And it was the same in Americas. They played more rounds than the rest of the teams in America's playoffs combined. But finally, this
बोल
team
के
has
एक और बंदा है who is 17 years.
Yeah, and I mean this break is going to be very,
उसका
very
competitive
important for
career
them as well. And
2021 में I
speaking
think
of
it
that,
started.
here is what Coach
उसका approx prize pool winnings है
right after they
1,72,000
secured
USD.
playoffs.
And उसका एक बार just go to YouTube, press CS:GO donk. उसका gameplay देख, उसका trash talk देख.
It means a lot. It's been really hard.
जना कुत्ता जैसा चिल्लाता है LAN पे.
We showed everything we had. Pretty much.
अलग ही level का बकचोदी है उसका तो donk.
It's we didn't have a lot of time.
मेरे को एक बात
with that
बताओ.
strategically right, especially even with scrims or jet lag.
ये
So many challenges.
क्या पूछ रहा
So
था?
having some time to breathe and be better equipped to handle opponents
भूल
like
गया.
us is a huge relief and a confidence boost for the game.
भूल गया भाई बाद में बता बाद में पूछता.
But
I mean, this is
like the last thing I saw
so far without
during
a little bit of a
Swamp
break.
stream
So
was
how much stronger do you think?
इनने में बकचोदी करते हैं
I think
ना.
they're
Like
gonna be
you
really
call
strong. We've
911
already
and
seen
report
even
anything,
with the low prep
they
time
come
how
no.
good this team is at
So recently
Counter-Strike.
ये
Against
कुछ fans होते हैं जिनको उनका
and
streamers
𝐒𝐂𝐒,
का
I
घर
think
का
this
address
squad
पता
came in
है.
with really good
they
games.
do
So
the
randomly हाँ
punish their
randomly they call
opponents'
911
tendencies, and
say
they're really
something
good
so
when they have
Swam
more
एक दिन
time.
रात को
And we
stream
saw
कर
that
रहा
with
था.
Heretics, when they went into the playoffs, they
squatting
further
वही
leveled
squatting हुआ.
up. This is
FBA
a
open
squad
up
that
बोला.
when they really take that effort to study their opponents and come prepared to
मैं
win.
सोचा अगले दिन stream में करेगा but किया.
ये सॉम पे भी हुआ था ना.
सॉम पे भी हुआ. सॉम was the last one I think I saw. उसके बाद किसी पे हुआ नहीं वो नहीं देखा.
देखा these guys or this guy has been or he is keeping someone hostile वगैरह वगैरह. यार तुमको ऐसे नहीं लगता कि एक टेंस की जगह 3 टेंस आ गए अभी? सेकंड भी टेंस की तरह ही दिखता है थोड़ा थोड़ा. जॉन क्यूटी भी वैसे ही है, खेलता भी वैसे ही है.
In the tournament, and they're on the same team. And the thing is, they're always playing together. These guys out of the server, they're good friends. Their teammates call them the kids of the team. They're always
अन्ना यार मेरे को सेंटिनल्स का जर्सी दिलाओ ना किधर से प्लीज. डुप्लीकेट भी चलेगा, ओरिजिनली चाहिए ऐसे नहीं. मेरे को मिल ही नहीं रहा है ना. तुम ना मेरे को VLT का मिला है ना सेंटिनल्स का मिला है.
Sorry bro, too cut.
अरे सेंटिनल वेलोसिटी का दे दो यार अन्ना.
out of production.
हाँ?
Out of production.
एक हाथ तो रहेगा पड़ा हुआ.
ऐसे एक हाथ कैसे ढूंढ के लेके आऊंगा.
देखो ना किधर मिलता है का. मेरे को चाहिए यार अन्ना अच्छा जर्सी यार, ऐसा कॉलर वाला है. मैं मस्त ऑफिस पहन के जाऊंगा, समझ रहे हो.
फिर से अगले साल जब वैलोरेंट का रोस्टर पिक करेंगे फिर से जर्सी प्रोडक्शन में आएगा तब जरूर तेरे को.
एक सेकंड, क्या मतलब मेरे चैनल पे लीक मिल गया?
क्या ऑलरेडी सेंटिनल का चैनल पे ऑलरेडी लीक है.
अच्छा ऐसा है
क्या?
मैं खुश हो गया. कल पता चला कल सांगवान शेयर्स आके मेरे चैनल क्लिप डाल दिया.
ये खुद सेंटिनल ने अपने ट्विटर पे भी बोला.
हाँ
बोला that we were in talks with bonkers but at the end of the moment we broke the talks. So you may see if everything goes good maybe this year and maybe next year we'll find Velocity Valorant team. Obviously when you have a roster you need to get JC production.
Yes. But अगर तुमको अगर कुछ चाहिए, I mean ऐसा you know content creation ideas or manager, I am always there अन्ना. I mean
तेरा चैनल का 10K कर पहले बाद में देख लेंगे.
अच्छा एक सेकंड मेरे को गोस्टी बोल पाऊँ.
Players have also leveled up quick in their last game. Looked so much better than the rest of the season thus far. This is allowed. It always wakes up the deeper they get into tournaments. It seems like they find the ability to hit the peak at just the right time in like every event.
Yeah, I think as well that they've already shown here that they are willing to kind of detract away from the commitment to the Phoenix and Breach. They're obviously busting out the Euro in particular, but 𝐄𝐂𝐂𝐂's individual performance across all the duelists has been pretty incredible. I keep saying that nobody plays this much Phoenix and comes out looking like, you know, a great duelist or a great individual player, but somehow he's doing it.
Yeah, you guys mentioned Les already. He was also having a great tournament. I believe he is standing by with 𝐒𝐏𝐄𝐂𝐒. Take a look at this. Not just quite yet.
What about this?
What about this?
I want to look at this, because this guy's stats have been ridiculous this tournament, but they are every Les is the consistent member of this squad. With Osmus out of the team, he's the #1 guy you have to look towards. He's always playing Viper, but he's competing with the star duelists in every role. The guy's ridiculous, and if Loud is going to win a trophy here in Madrid, it'll be because he's keeping that up.
Yeah, that was Les. We got Les as well, because less is more. So let's send it down to 𝐒𝐏𝐄𝐒𝐒.
Hey Les, I like that little groove you had going on a little bit back there. So you've been on the team for forever. You know how it's like when the team gets that synergy in order to win championships. I'm curious how this level of synergy has been from like the beginnings of this roster all the way up here to Masters Madrid. What's that journey felt like? We have Arthur here to help with some translation.
Oi Les, então, primeiramente eu gostei que você estava ali mandando uma vibe bem legal. A gente quer saber, você está desde o início com a galera, com o time, e agora com esse novo roster, vocês estão com a sinergia. A sinergia tá boa? Como é que tá a sinergia de vocês agora até o campeonato?
A gente está começando a evoluir, né? Querendo ou não, tá no início do ano. A gente está com um jogador novo, staff nova, então a gente está planejando a longo prazo, mas estamos evoluindo aos poucos no campeonato.
Overall, step by step, we're evolving not only in the championship because we also have a new player. We're working on with like new staff as well. So I would say we're just on the way evolving because overall it's the beginning of the year as well.
Well, eager to see the next step. Keep that vibe going and best of luck.
Thank you.
No confiaron, pero mira, no. Llego con los míos y la grada explota. Le di la razón al que me quiso ver bien. Lo soñé en mi habitación y ahora en primera me ven. No te hablo del avión. Vine por mi cinturón. No confiaron, pero mira, no. Llego con los míos y la grada explota. No confiaron, pero mira, no. Llego con los míos y la grada explota.
These are two of the best teams Americas have to offer, but being here is about being the best in the world. And as it stands at this stage, it does feel like both of them have a great chance.
It's the new versus the old guard for Americas in this match. It's the third time they've played this year, and we're already into the veto, Mike. These teams have a lot of similarities in their strengths, and I think we're going to expect to see maps like Sunset, maps like Icebox that was just picked that both these teams love to play. This, honestly, what we're getting already is a bit of a rematch of that finals.
Yeah, definitely. Well, actually, yeah, with Sunset to round things out. Concern, a massive concern to kick things off on Split. Obviously, two very polarizing results, obviously, regionally looking back at this, but last one being a 13-3. Sentinels absolutely slap Loud about.
Yeah, Split is far and away the best map for Sentinels that we have seen thus far. They look lights out on that, in particular their defense, their protocols, the way they set up for the retake. Everything has been on point, and yes, so much of it is Zekken, and so much of it is also Gen.G. It feels like his calling is perfect on the defensive side of that map, on how this team sets up. This first map's going to be a challenge for Loud.
Yeah, just how close do you think this will be, though? Because the first match we saw today, very, very one-sided, also what we expected. But 𝐒𝐏𝐄𝐒, do you feel like it favors one team or another coming into this?
I'll be honest, I do give the edge to Sentinels here. I don't think we're going to have a very clear-cut series, though. I think Loud may be looking to reinvent themselves once again and have that bounce-back factor. I don't think this is going to be an easy run.
Yeah, the question for me is what has Loud changed? Because they haven't had to really show their split since that grand final. So there has been a bit of time to kind of look back, see what went wrong there. But even the best teams haven't been able to beat Sen there. I look more towards the rest of this pool. I think Icebox and Sunset, both teams are incredibly close on how they play. In particular, Icebox leads towards Louds. I really expect us to get a third map, to get Sunset, and that's so exciting because these teams are both excellent at the map, but with very different reads. One playing the Breach and the Phoenix, the other playing the 𝐒𝐄𝐂𝐒 composition. Both have these great retakes. Both have really cool ideas for how they take space on the map. Really hoping we get there.
Yeah, and I also, you mentioned a little bit of doubt perhaps in Sassy here, but 𝐒𝐿𝐴, he's going up against Sadag. You know, know, they've been looking forward to this matchup for a long time. As we take a look at the agent select, how much pressure do you think is going to be on his shoulders?
Well, no surprise to see the compositions come out, but I do think it is a little bit concerning Sassy's performance in areas. But I mean, you could argue again, it's another one of those familiar opponents, very, very comfortable ground, and obviously regionally, Sassy's performances were above what we've seen so far in Madrid.
Sentinels are starting on the attack. A lot of this comp is built around how in the mid-round they take space for Zekken. I think shutting down Zekken has to be a priority for Loud. He is looking like the best player in the event right now, and if he can keep that up in this one, if he can get the openers for Sentinels, give 𝐆𝐄𝐂𝐒 those options in the mid-round, the way they've been able to for most of this tournament, it's going to be really tough for Loud to recover.
Yeah, well, I've just been told that Brand and Sideshow are in fact contractually obligated to cast every single Sentinels game. So here they are, over to you guys.
That's extremely true. We have so much influence and power, actually, over Riot Games here at the caster desk. But excited to get started. Well, our second match of the playoffs, and it's bound to be a barn burner. We've already had it, you know, a sneak peek of it, at least. In the regional finals, these two teams clashed, and they're kind of taking over that mantle now. You know, me and you, Josh, we were talking about it just before we got into the game, but, you know, you think of that Optic Core versus Loud matchup. That was, you know, 𝐿𝐿𝐶lassico. And now maybe the passing of the torch over to this one. We've seen Sentinels versus Loud now many, many times so far in 2024, and it's always pushed both of these teams to great heights.
It's possible that we'll see it even later on in the playoffs too. We've yet to really discover which of these teams are going to be able to battle it out against each other and make it deep in a playoff kind of situation. Gen.G looks scary. You do not want to be in the lower bracket if they end up down there at some point. Obviously, PRX no pushovers either. But yeah, this is a really cool regional matchup that you have between these two teams. You know, last year we only had one regional title in Americas to fight over. That was Loud that ended up taking it away. This year with Kickoff, Stage 1, Stage 2, we're going to have 3 potential opportunities for regional fights like this. And then also all of the opportunities at Masters events or at Champions, where Loud and Sen, they're not just fighting here for the rivalry, but they both believe, and I think a lot of the fans do too, that they've got a serious chance of being able to win the thing.
I think every team does that's at this event as well. I mean, winning here in the playoffs, of course, you know, not in the danger zone just yet. There's not elimination on the line per se, but it does just, you know, stretch you ever so deeper into that tournament, into Madrid. Gives you a really decent chance as well of lifting that trophy, lifting that title, which, you know, every team here is looking to do.
Now that we've got a little bit of time too, just to dig into the map veto, it's going to be electric. You look at the opening map, the analyst desk has talked about it, and then Icebox, yeah, Loud won that in the 3-2 victory that Sentinels ended up putting up. But Icebox was close, man.
Really close.
And Sunset too. There's no guarantees that that goes the way of Sen again if we do end up going to 3. Sen need a good start here, but I think for Loud too, they cannot afford to just get battered as they did previously. Hypok was talking about that scoreline. It was devastating for Sen.
Early presence showed here by Loud into the main with the boombot, walking up behind the smoke. Looking like they want to fight through it. They've got a flash ready and waiting. Potentially, no, just literally egoing the smoke. But 𝐿𝐿𝐶 is going to be holding for this one. Jiggles it. Stray shots going wide here. Might be calling for reinforcements. And so far, a little bit of damage done. It looks like just a 10's not a re-clear. Going to be called for B main.
And 10's prepping the paranoia in case this Trailblazer caught contact. It didn't. They've re-cleared B main, but not necessarily going to start taking that territory with bodies, instead looking forwards to the fight in mid. 𝐿𝐿𝐶 did not use a fault line at the start of the round, so he's still got that, but it's going to be a gunfight instead.
Yeah, just straight up. I mean, just dry into it, no kit being utilized. Again, want to face with the bodies.
And to be honest, I think that favors Loud. Yeah, they've lost the breach, but no smokes if they decide to go over and commit to B. And Loud are re-exploring down mid as well. 𝐿𝐿𝐶 and sewers.
Massive proactivity being caught here by 𝐿𝐿𝐶, but, well, 𝐿𝐿𝐶 left to do so much more there. Just the one before the trade comes through, but the B site now opened up entirely for them. Will be that plan. Sassy's out wide into the open. Could have been danger there, but the nade, I guess, staves it away. And a call is made to try and fight into the spawn. 𝐿𝐿𝐶. Snakebite now being held, but he's got 3 targets to deal with. Luckily, Zella. Okay, Zekken right there. Vulnerable. Will he be able to get the damage? Of course he will. Followed up in the end with the snakebite post-mortem.
I love watching Sen set up these kind of little plays. You could see it constantly when they were playing against the European teams in the Swiss stage, and they didn't want to offer them opportunities to go for retakes.
where they would cook up some kind of post-plant aggression, and they've always got a different idea. That's the great part about this Sen team that took the off-season so seriously. These players now have just a depth of micro plays that they can add in. This one, a snakebite off contact.
Already seeing examples of both of these teams just trying to be proactive.
Yeah.
So like calling that mid-push earlier, fighting through into spawn. So I think what I said earlier, both of these teams, they're going to be pushing themselves to brilliance. I think you might be seeing it. At least we certainly hope so. Less Korani open no man's land, so he will fall.
And I think what you're seeing, at least at the beginning of this game, is Sen taking a very slow approach. That's a big kill. 𝐿𝐄𝐂𝐑𝐒 going down on A means that this side of the map no longer has any offensive threat.
Oh, second reactions there. Fault line stunned up. Well, there it is. The classic damage coming through. Flash in the end as well, so TenZ is shortly behind him with a flash repeat. 𝐿𝐄𝐂𝐒 can't get too much more done. One player left. 2 years. Can't see too much danger in the round.
No. And Sentinels were forced to accelerate there once John ended up dying because they don't have information about what's happening on the other side of the map. But if you want to talk about info as it relates to these compositions, Loud constantly need to be jiggle peeking corners, need to be going for those proactive explorations. And that's going to incentivize Sen to play a little slower, to try to punish the jump peaks and see if they can get damage or kills that way, to try to punish the info pushes into mid, that kind of thing. And Loud can't always run around the map pushing on defense with utility because it just makes it so obvious where they're playing. It's a difficult comp to play on defense.
Might just get even harder as well when Sen end up swapping sides. They look like one of the better teams here at this event when it comes to their split. Largely due to their retakes. The fundies here for Sentinels though. Standard. The util being thrown out wide here for that ramp control early. Now setting their sights out into the A. 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿! Anchor in position. Tucked nice and tight and safe and really just buying time for the rest of his team. Where are the reinforcements? There was a molly into the smoke and well, damage has been done. Vulnerable up. Sets it up for an easy one for 𝐿𝐿𝐿. 3 versus 3.
Bit of a blunder there for Loud, offering Sen another opportunity to get back into it. Not planted for Heaven.
Spike planted.
Oh, and the pick goes down to... Now, Sassy is pretty far away, but I think... Yeah, I mean, look at the way that Loud are clearing this. They're expecting a reflank back up.
Holding. Usually going to be the bread and butter of a team like Sentinels, just trying to fight, scale for it. That paranoia, the timing on it. It's immaculate as soon as the nade comes through. Yep, just hearing it and tucked to the corner. Sassy removed. Taken out now, just 2 will stand, and it could be just a bit of random spray, a bit of random spam that saves the day for them. 𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿 traded, pit going down. TenZ 1v1. Doesn't really have to gun for it as a bulldog, but will it be all bark or all bite? Tends to be the latter when TenZ is wielding it.
Great clutch there. Enormous round for Sen to be able to pick up. The momentum piling forwards for Sentinels as they win the bonus and knock Loud's economy down. And what a fumble after Sadak's able to get a 2K at the beginning. And it's a 5v3. The stun just comes through a little too late for Sadak to be able to follow up on. And then the flood that comes out is late too. And they've taken a huge player advantage situation set up by their IGL.
Keep playing together.
Tossed it away.
Glimpses of the comms there as well. Keep playing together. The fundies on show for Sen. Winning that bonus round is amazing.
And I do think that that's such a key. You know, Loud thrive against teams that opt into the individualism. You saw what they did to 𝐒𝐿𝐿𝐒.
Oh, yeah.
It was a massacre.
No chances, no gaps when they're playing against that. I mean, you can argue as well a team like Loud had a relatively easy path into playoffs. Only beating out the Chinese representatives at Madrid.
Neither of whom played that well in their games against Loud.
Didn't put up a fight, really, did they?
But having said that, we know that Loud are an extremely good team when they're on.
Sassy feeling the danger there. The dog spotting out too. John is so
much
wide. Yep.
That is so much info. John's like, guys, there can't be anybody B because they're all looking at me in mid.
Lucky to not pay with it with his life. Nade waiting. For Loud. Could be some danger if they find a few initial picks rattled off maybe with the Sheriffs, but to use the Trailblazer early. Nade follows through with a snakebite exchanging, the handshake dropping down. Sadak was alone there. There wasn't really much to do with in terms of the follow-up. They have to face it wide though with the aftershock being played for. So much damage done to these Loud players. The positionings known and noted, and so 3 survive into it, with Zekken picking up 3s. 1 away now from the big critical ultimate. On attack side, that showstopper is going to be putting in some work if he manages to earn it.
Yeah, and this is the problem once you start snowballing forwards. Loud are going to be 1 away from having a broken economy again, and Senna starting to get up to 𝐒𝐂𝐂𝐒. Look how nice as well the Sentinel's utility usage is when they get into a plant scenario. Zekken's holding nade to try to deny somebody who might try to stop the plant, but he's also ready to throw counter utility with that nade as soon as the retake starts happening. They know how Loud are going to play, and they've already prepped the counter to stop them.
Truly one-sided affair. I want to see some bite back from Loud, really.
Well, this is interesting. 𝐆𝐄𝐀𝐒 went for an orb lineup that's all the way into mid there. You see how there's 2 Viper orbs layered on top of each other. And that's going to disincentivize what Loud have been going for. This is Sentinel's Viper orb in mid there. You're going to take a lot of damage if you want to try and fight mid, if you're Loud. And that's, broadly speaking, what Loud have been doing on this defense side so far. Only 4 rounds in, though.
Dog right on cue there, at the minute mark. It's going to be broken for a bit of that mid-round information, but only shown by the 1 player, so Loud still left scratching their heads ever so slightly in terms of wondering where this might land, but they are starting to guess now correctly with the Seekers as they're pointing them directly into the right targets.
Sassy's going to pick up the ult orb and get Seekers himself.
30 seconds left. Which direction is this going to go into? They've still got 2 players planted into mid here for Sen, but the spike over towards A, they are struggling to get themselves in. Push and pull, ebb and flow of the map, not really working out in Sen's favor, and they need openings and they need options right now, maybe to be granted.